Live for photo review night on AP Studios with our guests in here to critique your photos, to tear them apart, and tell you how bad you are as a photographer. No, just kidding. We don't do that.
Plan.
We don't do that. Mr. Z Wade Photo, Zach's in the house with us. Roy Bigsby from the Australian version of the Nikon Museum of Film Photography and digital now too, and mirrorless.
No
and of
kidding.
course, we have Mr. D Moots Photography down there in the
everybody.
lower right-hand corner as you look at the screen. Hey, Tim, good to see you. Well, I don't know if you're still in, if you're in here right now. I got your message. You got your photo in. You're good to go, buddy. Greg Wilson, Nature Photography. How you doing, Greg? How's it going, buddy? When are we going to see some videos, Greg? I'm gonna start plugging your channel as the Shorts channel. Okay.
Shorts are a good move right now.
Yeah, well, they are. It's right. YouTube is pushing Shorts hard. And oh, by the way, just heard my John Ishii in the green room. All right. Thank you, John. Sorry about that. Mr. John Ishii in here with us as well.
Hey, John.
Hi.
Missed it. Ishii, what's up?
Roy.
Yeah.
Hey, John, how's it going?
David.
We got quite the mix. We got Australia. We've got trashy people from Kansas. We've got
drinking coffee out of a foam cup in my own home.
White's younger brother.
oh man. Two of Seraphins in here with us. Sunburned like I was in hell at Orlando drag racing competition today. Wow. I hope you got some great photos, man. I want to go to a drag race and catch those tires crinkling. And, now, tell me how many times it'll take you to do that if you don't have burst mode on a camera. And somebody will say, well, it'll only take me one. Yeah.
Heck, throw it in the freaking JPEG mode and do 120 frames a second.
Watch every wrinkle develop.
Tim Hunter says I'm Nikon Judas. I will have you know that I'm getting rid of that A7C because I do not enjoy using it. Thank you very much. Nikon Judas, though, I like that. That's funny.
Tim Mackin out of Central Illinois. Mr. ATR Bear, how you doing, Ted? Good to see you, man. I haven't talked to you for a while. I have to give you a call before long. Gustavo, Mr. Gustavo, the man that will own an 800 PF soon. Excuse me. I wish we could get Mozman in here because I don't know if everybody knows the story. Mozman had the opportunity to pick up an 800 PF, which he did. He didn't want to keep it, but he was willing to pick it up or buy it and turn it over for his cost. And I think Gustavo was the first to jump on that opportunity. So
I was wondering who got that.
Huh?
I was wondering who got it.
Yeah, I don't think that I may be spilling the beans on something I shouldn't be talking about, but I want to pat. I definitely want to pat Mozman on the back. I mean, not everybody would do that, take the chance and buy a lens at that cost on the word of somebody that they'll take it. However, I know that he and Gustavo have already been down this path with a Z9. So anyway, congratulations, Gustavo. I wish Moz was in here though to talk about it, and well, just to be Moz, because it's always fun to have Moz around. Who else we got? Luke S. Z Wade Photo in chat and on live. If he gets beat up in one area, he'll come back at you in the other.
No, Tim's actually cracking me up over there because I told him I was getting rid of the A7C. He says, since winter's over, you don't need the heat source.
Anita, how you doing, Anita? Good to see you in here as well. All right. So this is photo review night. And Woody Mallory comes to see us tonight. Great, Woody. Woody, you're going to have to jump in on our photo review night and submit a photo. Albert, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. All right. So it's photo review night. It's the first Saturday of every month we do this. We're not really critiquing, although people may, talk about what their druthers, meaning, I'd rather see a little more of the background or blah, blah, blah. But there's no critical critiques here. And, I ask for you to send photos in 2048 on the long side. So we can't pixel peep too much. And that's a good thing. But we will zoom around because we like to look at different articles in your photo and things like that. And anybody can be on the panel here to talk about everybody else's photo and your own if you've submitted a photo. So, I invite everybody to do that. The next, what's the date in April? What's the first Saturday in April? I forgot to look at my calendar before I sat down and I thought about doing this. Who's got a calendar?
Second here. Probably the first where you are.
It should be the same as it was in February.
The first.
The 1st of April. April Fool's Review.
Oh,
Chuck,
you've got to find a way to make that epic. You've got to find a way to make that epic.
Yep. I may submit a video.
You just wait for my photo submission. I'm going to do that one.
So April Fool's Day will be our next photo review for the month of April. All right. That ought to be fun. That mixed with everything else going on, how Nikon just released a full frame AF body, since everybody seems to think that's going to happen. It's funny how rumors pick up speed real quick. People mention it, and then all of a sudden, it's real. It's happening.
Yeah.
The Philippines will have it first. They announced it. They've already said on the whatever that date is, the 23rd or 25th or whatever.
What I think is funny is everybody's. I haven't done just because I've been busy, I haven't done a news flash in the last couple of weeks, but everybody's talking about the secret meeting of Nikon. And I just think it's hilarious that people are finally excited. And the only difference is they came out and said, hey, instead of not talking about us being secretive, we're going to talk about us being secretive. And everybody's like, woo! It's like, we still know nothing.
Well, see, everything's in Nikon's favor because we waited for a year and a half. So anything is going to be a buzz, I mean, Nikon executive goes to Starbucks for coffee, talks about cameras. Yeah, he's talking about the new full frame AF. That's what he's talking about.
I got a call from my camera shop. My 26mm has arrived.
That quick, huh? I didn't think that was till the end of the month.
Wow.
Yeah. So they called me yesterday.
All right. So
I think the 85 has already arrived too.
Oh no, because I don't have it. It hasn't arrived.
all I got was a notification from B&H that it was still on back order. It was just exactly what happened with the Z9 8 months before I got it.
So I called out there. I said, "Do you want me to pay for that now?" And she said, "No. You've never had to do that here with us before." I said, "I know, but I don't want somebody to say, well, give it to everybody that's paid for it already." Pre-order.
I played with it.
We know you're good for it. I said, well, you're right. I am. I just hope everybody else out there, if you're off that day, I'm going to be out a lens.
I went to that NPS event and they had it and I got to play with it.
Oh God, the 85?
Yeah, they had
is
the
it
85
huge?
and they had what can I say, right? It's not
I love big glass.
It's not dainty. It's pretty substantial.
I like big glass.
I like substantial.
Well, it's definitely got your name on it.
for that kind of money, I like lots of glass, expensive glass.
You got a lot of glass to swim on.
That's what I want.
I don't care.
You got it.
That's cool. That'll work for me.
But I did get a free T-shirt though.
Well, that's great.
Nice.
Is that the one you're wearing there?
Yeah, they gave us a free T-shirt. Oh, and a baseball cap that says Nikon on it.
All right.
Nice.
I don't understand because I can't even buy Nikon merch. I want a Nikon shirt and a Nikon hat, but you can't buy it from Nikon.
You got to get it through you get it through Lazada. You get it through
Lazada?
Lazada and they're cheap.
Yeah, Jeff.
Lazada is a huge, kind of like what is it, Amazon type thing.
Yeah.
And or Shopee, or I mean, you get it. You get it. I got a Nikon T-shirt with Nippon Kyogu, all this for about, I think it was like $8. Yeah, wears like iron too.
Hey Jeff, yeah, I don't know what's coming on the 23rd or whatever the date is again. It could be a get together for dealers or reps or whatever to discuss whatever is coming out. Maybe it's the new Cine line, that little eyeball icon.
It definitely looks like a video icon.
Yeah.
Well, I asked the NPS Singapore guy. I said, so we asked him, so 23rd, what's the deal? A Z8? And he just has this big smile and says, well, I can't say.
You just did. Thank you.
And now John Ishii is never going to get anything from Nikon again. He just blew an NDA on someone else's behalf.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You just did. Appreciate
He
that.
just smiled. He didn't say nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, that could go either way.
Yeah, Tim says he doesn't want he changed his mind. He doesn't want a full frame ZF. He wants a full frame Z30. There you go. The Z3. Well, that is
Z3.
open. That is open.
Yep.
I mean,
Hey, that's not a bad idea,
Mhm.
Chuck. As a full frame Z30, why not?
yeah,
That'd be kind of hip.
yeah.
Make all the YouTubers wider and make all the lenses.
I could dig
work
that.
better.
Actually, if the
I could
Z30
dig
is like a vlogger camera, why not make the Z3 the cine camera?
There you go.
Well, they already have the logo for the Cine line, or at least that's what everybody's saying.
Right.
I think Mosman was saying he thinks it's some kind of software, and I tend to agree with that, but I don't know. Who knows? There'll be a lot of people will get a lot of views out of making videos about the Cine line coming out. And the logo's already been patented.
Nikon is then again going to be on everybody's hate list because people are going to assume that it was supposed to be a video camera, and when it's not, they're going to be like, well, Nikon sucks. It's like Nikon never told you it was a video camera, ding dong.
Yeah.
But they'll get mad about it. You just wait. It'll be a cinema camera with one card slot.
You'll fly on a plane with one engine. Why won't you buy a camera with one card?
Chuck, you need that shirt.
I know. That and justification, definition. I want it, therefore I need it.
Hey, Chuck, the 85, I just wanted to ask you, it doesn't have that little window.
I know.
Is that a big deal or what? I
I don't think so for portraits.
Here you go. The pro photographers will say, I don't need that anyway. It's just something I got to pay for, blah, blah, blah. I kind of like it. I mean, I don't use it. I just like the look of it. I know it just has, it has a great aesthetic value.
So if it doesn't have it, it's not going to upset you, right?
No.
No. I like it on the zoom lenses because I haven't figured it out for my new setup, but my old setup, I knew for a fact that the best focal length for that setup was actually 25.5, and everything, because I had tape on the floor and I put my tripod feet on the tape and I look at that and it like 25.5 on the 24-70 was perfect. No goofy stuff off to the side. It was just always, so it was kind of nice for that. But I've never used it in the field.
You're way too analytic for me. I zoom until it fits. There, that's the focal length. What focal length was it? It fits. There you go.
Well, Wayne's in town. He contacted me, but I haven't seen
great.
him. Yeah, he's. I guess he told me his wife is busy, so I haven't hooked up with him. But he did want to go to the camera shop, and I gave him directions on where to go, how to get there.
Oh, that's cool. That's great. You guys are going to link up, aren't you? At some point.
I don't know. It all depends on his timing. I mean, I'll be around.
And you all complain about me, or don't complain about me, but talk about me taking my time, house hunting and getting rid of this house. Wayne is house hunting globally. So you guys know.
Yeah, that's what
Australia's nice.
Dang.
He's on a global hunt for a home.
So I think he was told me he was in Thailand, and he's going up to Chiang Mai to check out, housing. But then he wanted to talk to me about living here. Well, I mean, a lot of retirees are leaving the States, especially former military guys on pensions, because they can get huge bang for the buck. You see,
Yeah.
There
live
are
just
a
incredible
lot of
lifestyle.
I know a
There are
lot
a
of guys
lot
that
of,
retired to the Philippines and Vietnam.
Oh, especially the Philippines. I mean,
SF guys are big expats around the globe, especially in Asia. All the first group guys wind up going back to Asia after they retire.
yeah,
All the seventh group guys wind up going down into South and Central America.
mhm.
All the 10th group guys wind up going back to Europe, predominantly Germany. And us fifth group guys, we don't want to go back because we have Southwest Asia, Afghanistan, Iraq.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't.
Lovely climate there for you.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not exactly a retirement place in Kabul. I don't think
Lots of beaches, though. Cool beach.
retirement community in Kabul. I think
Hey.
I'll take a pass on it.
I hear Russia's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're getting way off track. I was just waiting to let the audience build to see if there's anybody else that's going to roll in here before we get into the photos.
Oh, that's it.
So if you're in here watching, you haven't said anything in the chat, please do. And, I don't see too many folks. We have some here that have submitted photos, but not everybody. And nobody really told me. I take that back. Joe Stroud sent me an extra email and said, "Hey, buddy, I'm not going to be there. He's going out to a concert tonight. I don't know if he's shooting it or what, but he's going to a concert tonight. So he won't be here." Anita's here, and she submitted a photo. Greg, I missed yours. I must have overlooked it. Hint, hint.
Chosen and Manila Martin. What's up, guys?
Yep. All right.
Hey.
So let's get this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask John Ishii real quick if he saw that little finger style guitar piece. I thought you'd like that since you got all them guitars back there.
Which
I
one?
saw it.
My YouTube short. I did that because you have all the guitars.
So we have a full band now in the community. By the way, we're overrun. We need an organ player or a piano player. Anybody out there plays a piano? I mean, something not classical piano. Well, that would be fine too, but or an organ, so we can get some ELO going in our AP Studios community
There you
band. Now we got the drummer. I haven't heard anybody that can sing yet, though. So
I
we may have
sing.
to.
I sing.
Yeah, well, I do too, but
No, like I actually do. Like I've sung in like 3 bands, Chuck.
okay. Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Who wants to hear?
Here you go. Right now is your tryout.
Turn loose. Just
Standing
something commercial
over
on
the
Put me on
TV,
the
you're
spot like
in.
that.
Putting them on the spot.
Let's hear it, Z.
Oh, you were being serious?
Well, of course, I'm being
He's in
serious.
it now.
How are we going to hire you without a?
Let me go
Okay,
get my banjo.
What do you
Hold on,
want
let
me to
get my
sing?
banjo
What
first.
do you sing best? I mean, you don't ever show us your worst photo, do you?
I put
I
up some
do.
pretty bad ones. What am I singing? I'm taking requests. You guys
Here you
gonna
go,
put me on
right
the
here,
spot.
right here. Here you go. Sing "I Am Woman."
Man, I feel like a woman. Da, 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 da. I need the wig for that. Get she wig on.
Jeff says he plays bass. Andre plays bass, but I think there's several different types
Demons
of
has a
bass.
freaking banjo?
Are you ready?
Oh, look at this.
Oh, give me Foggy Mountain Breakdown right now.
You know what? I would, but the thing is so out of tune, and I broke one of my tuners is broke.
You did got a
Here,
whole
David.
band here. No,
Let's
in all
tune-
honesty, if
let's
you
tune it
guys,
up.
if you,
What's
I got a
if you
that?
tuner
guys,
for you.
The
Yeah.
tuner. There you go.
Let's tune it up, man.
As soon as I get a tuner knob, one of my
Let's go.
tuner knobs is broke.
So
the
we're gonna have to-
banjo. The banjo. What's this? What's the notes? How do you tune it? D
In G.
in G.
Yeah.
And the
So yeah. So
All-
the bass string is a G. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a G.
all of
Okay.
G. Yeah. But
all of
it's-
this all of
like I
the
said,
strings are
thing's-
tuned to toothless.
This thing's broke. It's broke. I can't even tune her right now.
Oh, it broke.
Yeah.
In
I
the
haven't,
key of
played it for
Kentucky.
years.
ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any more real than this.
But no, in all honesty,
right.
I play almost every instrument in a rock band, except I'm not that good at drums. I
We're
can get
gonna
by.
man. So we're gonna have to do that. I want to
Hey,
get everybody
studio
together one
band.
night, yeah, and do the studio band, yeah.
It's all going to be like delayed from the latency, so it's gonna be the worst thing ever. It's gonna be like when people start.
together, so it's all timed right. We'll get Steven
It's
do
gonna
it.
be real time. Row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat. Gently down the street.
And
That's funny.
we're gonna bring Mr. Wayne Maddox in here as well. Wayne, what do you play? We have no audio for you yet, buddy.
He don't play nothing, I guess.
That's the best part of the song right there.
I
Silence.
love it. Yeah.
Yeah, he says he's connected, but no audio.
No video either.
Yeah.
Okay, open.
Yeah, there you go. Open G. Yeah.
All right. Wow, man. We've gone well. His
Wayne,
YouTube audio went out
if
as
you're
well.
using Safari, try using Google Chrome. It seems to work better.
Yeah,
What's
absolutely. You have
Who
to
knows
use
what
Google
happens in
Chrome.
Safari?
I don't know what it is.
I can't even use the Nikon webcam utility in Safari.
Really? Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Right. Right.
I don't know what it is about Safari. It don't work.
It's a
Uh-oh,
shame
got an
too because
email.
I actually like Safari better than Google Chrome. It's just much more clean, you know. But whatever.
I've been using Brave without a problem.
We don't have
All
that.
right.
What is
All
it,
right, Wayne,
Brave?
if you can hear me, Wayne, just when you come back, just say something so we know you have audio. And take your time, man. Fix it. You know, audio is not a stranger to us here. Audio problems. So
I like how his icon there is worm.
worm.
Yeah.
You may want to drop your middle name or middle initial there, Wayne. All right, man. Yeah, we're all punch drunk and it's early, but there you go. And I don't know how many people came to see photos, and we just been rambling on. However, though, the banjo does fit with our grits discussion. Okay, so I think that would go together real well. But we're going to have to try that. No matter how the worse it sounds, the better it'll be. Has anybody done that? We got to do a first
Oh
here.
my gosh, that would be.
Bring
that'd be a trip.
everybody on with their instrument and everybody's different microphone and audio problems and everything else, and try to play something together. I think it'd be great.
It
Where's
works.
Jeffrey?
Lance, was I supposed to take a picture of the banjo tonight? No, you didn't have to, because as usual here on the show, if somebody brings something up, it's like a scavenger hunt. Somebody will go find it. And David D. Moots immediately ran to grab his banjo. So we're just going to have keywords we're going to bring up in the middle of a show and see who can get it first, get it in
There you
hand
go.
first.
It's no longer
Cameras-
Roy's job; it's everyone's job now.
Exactly, because yeah. And Nath BT asked John, "Do you have a Shure?"
Yes, I do.
Of
It's the best
course.
It's the best guitar ever made. It's
So-
unbelievable.
Pass this on to your friends that don't attend our show. If they have anything that they've heard about in their lifetime and want to see it live, just Just come to
good.
8 studios and we'll produce it. If we don't have it that night, we will hunt it down and bring it the next show.
That banjo joke was killer. that was a killer joke.
Oh man. Can't stay long, but looking forward to watching the replay. Sorry, King. Yeah, I didn't get a photo from you, did I? Man, a lot of people didn't send a photo in this time. Maybe a lot of people are busy this month, which is just fine. Oh man. Yeah, we're having fun, and that's what it's all about. All right. This is going to digress back into banjos and grits and tuners and whatever else, Shures and
What we need is if you guys can, before we kick this off, because Chuck's best shirt idea, I need one more camera reference that starts with a G. I have gear. I need one more, but I'm lost. Help me out, guys.
It starts with a G.
Yeah.
Now we're doing crossword puzzles.
It has to start with a G.
No, jumbles. Isn't
Because
that it?
I need Chuck to make a shirt that's gear something in grits, right? So
Gear and grits.
gear something in grits.
Oh man, more cowbells for everybody. For everybody
got
who
a
gets that
fever.
reference. More cowbells. Oh man.
I gotta have more cowbell. That was back
How
when
you
Saturday
doing,
Night Live was
Hassan?
funny.
Yeah, Hassan. We haven't even talked about photos yet. We're putting a band together here.
Hey, Chuck, can I ask a technical question?
Yes, absolutely.
Next time I'll be in Hong Kong, in April. So if I want to live stream, how do I do it from my phone? How do I get hooked up with you to show you?
On your YouTube app on your phone.
Yeah.
You go to Go Live Together.
Yep.
Go where?
Oh, if you want, are you saying you want to stream on the channel?
Yeah,
here?
I wanted to show you where I am, and
All you have to do is
Sanjit
all you
was
have
doing.
to do is click the link,
Yeah.
and it's going to
you can
ask
do
you,
that
do you
mobile?
want to use your camera, and do you want to use the microphone in the phone? You just click yes, and yep,
Oh, that's it.
yep.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
great. Easy.
hey, just to settle it, D Moots actually got it gimbal, and what's unique is gear, gimbal, and grits are that's all three things that we do not need any more of, but we keep getting. So that's perfect. Gear, gimbals, and grits.
There you go.
There
I
you go.
swear
D
I got to
Moots got
start
it.
writing these down.
Write it down. Gear, gimbals, and grits. Those are all.
And I am going to do a T-shirt with just a QR code on it for the channel.
It's just too perfect. I've got gear I don't need, grits I don't eat, and gimbal I do not use. Like it can't be any more perfect.
What is gimbals? What? See, I got to write it down.
Gear.
Man.
Gear, gimbals, and grits.
Yeah.
All right, gear, gimbals, and grits. Gear, gimbal, and grits. Got it. All right. You guys are too much.
I'll design. I'll get the lettering together for you and send you a PNG. You just gotta paste it, and then I'll buy it from you.
I can't beat that deal.
I'd make it.
Where's
I'd make it
Jeffrey?
myself if it wouldn't be copyright infringement.
I don't know. Jeffrey may be watching tonight. I think, and I don't want to mention his name. It's kind of like saying Beetlejuice 3 times.
I already know where you're going.
Because I say his name 3 times, and he's going to pop up, and then I'm going to have to block him.
Hey, you guys? I thought I heard my name. No? Okay.
Yeah. Whoever jumps in the stream, I don't mean now, but at the very beginning, expecting to see photos, they're going to be very surprised.
Yeah. I think this is the longest we've gone on without showing a photo real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Wayne, I'm looking
Everybody
forward
wait.
to seeing you. When are you going to be free, man?
Huh?
I'm free.
Oh, I thought you were busy with the wife. Did you get to go to the camera shop yesterday?
Yeah, we did. We passed by.
Did you get
We've been
anything
doing
there?
the sleep till 11 o'clock and then go out.
Oh,
She's working, nights. She does a remote work stuff, so she's working nights, keeping me up. So usually I'm up before her, but she doesn't wake up until like 10, 11 or so, and then we head out.
well, I'll be free. So yeah, let me know.
Well, yeah, let me know.
Wayne.
Today looks like a good day.
Oh, it's brunch day for you, isn't it, John?
Yeah, the Diana's getting ready to go to Hong Kong.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll be gone for a while. And then I had a friend come in from San Jose yesterday. He went up to, where was he, in Thailand, in Koh Lipe. I don't know if you've been there, Wayne.
Koh Lipe?
Yeah, it's beautiful there. And then he's a retired doctor, so old high school friend. And so
Okay.
if you're free, just, I don't know how long you're going to stay here, Wayne, but just give me a text and
We
see
will
if we
be
can't
here.
arrange
As far as we know, it'll probably be until the 24th. We are still kind of way in the Penang thing, so we'll see about that. But we want
Okay,
to
well-
at least explore this area.
all right.
Hey.
Well, let me know when you're free, and then we can meet up.
So
Will
look,
do.
for me, looking for a house down south in Tennessee, I have a realtor that covers that area. How do you get a realtor for the world?
The internet.
Well, yeah.
If you've
well,
got
there's
money,
that
I'll show
too.
you some properties.
What we're doing at this point is what they call a slow travel. So you go one place, you stay like a month or so, or along if you can, to kind of get the lay of the land, find out what you like, culture, and so on. Because every place
Man, I'm
looks
so
nice when
sorry
it's
to
on
hear
vacation.
that, man. That's a terrible life.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I gotta go to Vietnam and spend a month there, and then I think we're gonna go to Malaysia, another month there, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malaysia, you
Hong
can stay,
Kong for a
you
couple
can
of
stay
weeks.
90 days.
I would love to tell you about
Allow
how
90
flat
days?
Kansas is.
Yeah. Americans can stay 90 days in Malaysia.
Okay,
That's a long
I have to
time
look
to
into
know.
that.
That is a long time.
Yeah.
Hey,
Take a look at your passport.
For those of you in the audience and you don't know, Wayne R. Maddox, Worm, on his little icon when he sorry, Wayne. Wayne Maddox, he has his own channel. Everybody go check out Wayne Maddox. And I put it in the description before, but Wayne is a Nikon shooter that shoots Sony. Now you figure that out. What are you
Video,
streaming with
man.
right now, Wayne? What are you on tonight?
The A7R5.
There you go. All right. So don't say we bash Sony or Canon or anything. And we brought Wayne all the way from Malaysia just to demonstrate that we do use other cameras here in this community. All
And
right.
by the way,
Yeah.
Chuck, don't forget to send that check either. You don't want to
Yeah,
forget that. That marketing check.
Yeah. Jeff says, Jeff and Leslie, Jeff says, I did the slow travel thing in college, stayed at friend's house until the food and beer ran out, and then went to another friend's house until the beer worked for a while.
I have a feeling that happens a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Greg, let's see. Greg Wilson says he forgot to send a photo yesterday. That's okay, Greg. If you've got something you want to send, throw it in here, and somewhere along the line, I'll pick it up, and we'll definitely put it up on the screen.
Talking about this traveling, I was going to do a lot more back in the earlier days of Airbnb when the going rate was like $40 or $50. You could go all over the country for like pretty cheap and like see all these different places. But now the prices are like more expensive than a hotel, and it kind of threw that whole access to traveling out the window.
Oh,
So-
is that right?
Mhm.
So is
Airbnbs
travel-
are expensive now.
Is travel coming back though? I mean, after the movie Hostel, I think it slowed down.
Not even Southeast Asia. There's tons of kids out here. It's crazy.
It's kind of like swimming off the Atlantic coast after Jaws. No, that wasn't. Tourist
Well,
industry took a big hit.
Here's the deal, Chuck. Especially like Thailand and Indonesia and Bali, the Russians have just overrun these places.
Yep.
And
That is
these
true.
are refugees, and they're not these poor little refugees staying in little camps. I mean, they're buying up $1 million condos in cash money.
Wow.
In the intel community, we
Jeez.
call that an indicator.
Well,
And the
actually,
funny
you know,
thing is, the Ukrainians are jumping ship and coming out here too. So you got Ukrainians and Russians on the same beach. Go figure.
Yeah.
Well,
And in Thailand, there been some incidents,
we-
like in the Phuket area, with the Ukrainians and Russians. So it's things are happening here, and it's funny that an article a couple of days ago said that 40% of the foreign-owned condos in Pattaya are owned by Russians.
Yeah. Russians.
well,
the
even
Russian
even in the
mafia.
United States, I heard this interesting fact that the reason that New York City cost of living is so high is because there's not enough places to live. A lot of these apartments are empty, but like different mobs from all over the world use them to launder money, so they just rent them, but nobody lives there. And so,
Oh.
yep.
Florida,
Crazy.
Florida's the same way. When we go down there, a lot of the condos are rented out, and there are a lot of Russians down there as well.
See, yeah,
Yep.
They got a ton of dough, David. I
Yeah.
don't know where they got. I mean, a ton. Just with all the
I know.
sanctions and stuff,
What do you mean
somehow or
you don't know
another they
where they
get that
got it?
cash out.
What do you mean they don't know where you got it?
Well, no, I mean how they get it through the system,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because of the sanctions of the banking, but they get it, and they got, I mean, just tons of cash, USD.
Well,
Oh,
if they're looking to hire, you know, I'll do shady stuff once. I'm joking, everybody. Joking.
Jeez,
That's
of what?
and that is what Chuck calls a pre-indicator.
Yeah.
No, we would groom you to be a source because you're already willing to do it.
No, I can't. I'm ITAR, y'all. Means I'm the lowest level of trustworthiness in the United States.
Oh. Oh, well, Tim Hunter's going to be in Singapore on Wednesday. How you folks traveling, man? Everybody's traveling but me.
Yeah,
They're called planes.
Man,
Roy?
Tim Roy chimes in.
He
said-
go around
hadn't
the
said
world. I
anything
couldn't
in
get to the end
45
of the
minutes.
block.
I'm gonna do a lot
gotta-
more traveling once my dog is gone. Hopefully later than sooner, but I don't have any kids or I don't plan on getting married, so I have time, you know.
All right. So we have viewers, and I guess they're tired of our shenanigans. Some of the folks have already decided, well, I've had enough of this. You sure it's a photo channel? It's a travel channel. It's a travel photography channel. That's what it is tonight. All right. So we do have some photos, folks. Let me
What's up,
see.
Joe Man? Joe Man's laying in the house.
All right, Joe Man. Good to see you, buddy. You're welcome to join
Hey,
the
Joe Man.
panel. If you would like to, just let me know and I'll send you the link. And that goes for anybody else out there. We can get we still have, that's the one thing we have not achieved yet. The Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
We've come close.
Yeah.
And I hope it doesn't get there because I feel like with my wig, I'll be obligated to be like Alice or something right in the middle. Oh wait, no, Chuck's actually almost got the hair for it. You could be Alice.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And man, Alice kicked my butt for years, man. Large Alice at that. All right. Joe says he's enjoying. Got a shoot tonight, but enjoying. All right, man. Good. Great new background, Z Wade. It looks like you're in Asia, man. We got the Asia theme going.
I absolutely I'm a huge fan of like Japanese art and like the style. I just think it's beautiful. The appreciation for nature and their artwork is just beautiful.
it's a Sochi screen.
Yes.
Okay. I'm not so international myself.
It came Chuck's like I had sushi once. Does that count?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Once.
you guys actually here pretty soon. You guys will see it from the correct angle. I completely redid my whole area to make it a little more
Oh, cool.
aesthetic.
Z Wade's green screen looks real. Good job, Z. Good job, man. I don't see any
Thanks.
fringing on you or anything. All right. All right. So tonight is the photo review. So let's go through our photos, and then it'll give us plenty of time to come back together and try to find a location somewhere in the world for Wayne to park. He's on a worldwide hunt for a home. All right. Without further ado, I have to pull up all my notes. D-Mooch, thanks for the help, man. When you volunteered, that really sparked.
I'm glad I could help there and really nailing that.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah,
I'm
what
cutting
happened with
trees.
that?
Yeah, I'm cutting trees down today. Sorry, man. I'm putting in 10 gig internet or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, Greg, did you send a photo, man? I'll tell you what. I'm sure if you did, I have it then. I don't see it, so I will go and look again. If you send it to AP Studio 001 at Yahoo, I should have received it, but I'll go back and check. So if you want to resend it just to be sure, we'll do that. All right, so let me pull up. Go back up here. All right. Let's jump in there with our first entry. Man, that's not going to give us much to look at, is it? Everybody's going to have to go to full screen, I guess. All right. So the first photo I received was from Rakesh, and I haven't seen Rakesh in the chat yet, but he usually joins us somewhere after we get started. So I was really hoping we could hold off and let everybody get in here. However, this is Rakesh's photo. Let's see. It's at ISO 1250. 30 millimeter f9, 1/25th of a second handheld, wind gusting at 60 mile an hour. Wow. Nikon Z7 II with a 24-120 f4 lens. And we already said it was at f9. He says the picture's not super sharp, but in this case, I think it's acceptable if we do not pixel peep too much.
No, I think it's totally fine. It's got a bit of a HDR character without being like too overly HDR to where it's like comic booky.
Yeah. He said it was taken out in South Dakota after Google forcefully directed us to leave I-90 and take a gravel road in the middle of a thunderstorm, rolling over our head to reach Badlands National Park in South Dakota. So that's where he was. And Rakesh, your photo is up, buddy.
It looks good. I
Yeah,
actually have
Interesting cloud.
It's almost
I got
got a pastel look when you know, if you could see it otherwise, or the original up on screen. I like it.
Yeah, it looks good. I've got a buddy of mine that wants a photo like that with hay bales.
Yeah.
Out in, he's already charged me with that in my travels to find something like that for him.
Too bad
looks
Chuck is
good.
just going to take this one and sell it to him before you take the picture.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can keep the channel going because I'm not monetized.
You have to Photoshop some more bells in there, though. He wants a lot of them.
We had the other photo from a while back that had all the photo bales in it, and I thought it was fantastic as well. You know, these are landscapes that I like, not the typical landscapes that so many people do, but I love these.
Yeah, it's a good photo.
Especially if you've got something going on in the sky. I like that.
It's got a lot of. It's got the blues, the purples, and the green tones in it that all blend well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what Chuck was saying. It's like the pastel colors.
Here he is, Mr. Rakesh. Hey, buddy, good job, man. And don't worry about the sharpness. We get too wrapped up in this sharpness thing all the time. Well, the lens is, if you zoom into 400%, you can see that there is a slight bit of please.
Yeah, even coming from me, somebody that has been formerly a absolute devil against ISO. I just shot an indoor event in terrible lighting, mostly at over 5,000 ISO, and the images export just fine.
Yeah, just turn it black and white and tell them it's film.
There you go.
You can barely see the grain, dude. It's the Z7 II. It's fine, dude.
Jeff, you need to get out and shoot some of those hayfields, man, because they're beautiful photos. And Gustavo says bad weather always. always provides for a good photo.
Oh
Yep,
Yep. It does.
I agree.
Risky
I
falls.
agree.
Looks good.
Except for a bird against a blue sky. That's got to be my all-time favorite.
That's the extent of my wildlife experience.
Yeah, I'm not picking on anybody that has photos like that, because that's what my bird photos look like. I get lucky every now and then, and there it is against a blue sky. Great.
Actually, I have to say this. While I do like this, I feel like the stream is not doing it justice, because if you look back at Chuck's screen, it's more contrasty. It's even better.
Yeah, you're true. Yeah. I agree. I see that.
Well,
That would
I can't
actually-
see-
All you gotta do is
yeah,
turn
you're
around
right.
there, Chuck.
I'm looking at I'm seeing the stream
Oh.
on another monitor, on another computer, and that is extremely contrasty. And you're right. I like that much better.
Yeah, it is. That's weird.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
So, it would actually. It would
Hey,
probably
look,
be a pretty
all of
great
my
print.
monitors are calibrated, okay, by my eye.
I mean, yeah, really. Come on, Chuck. Let's get this stuff calibrated. Come on.
Lance says, yeah, the calibration. I asked the other day which calibration tools to use, and everybody said, oh, they're no good, blah, blah, blah. All right, this is what you get when you can't recommend a calibration thing.
Spider X.
There
Hey,
you go.
Lance, I'm just gonna say this, and I know you'll know what I'm talking about. He says the pick would be better with bells or with a cow with bells on it, and I just want to say no, wrong, no, wrong, and now we can move on.
So now you're a cow hater too, huh?
Lance will know exactly what I'm referencing.
Okay.
I think everybody else should too.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Bells or balls. That's a bull. All right. Hey,
Roy.
Rakesh, thanks for sending it in, brother. All right. So let's see if we can move on. If this is going to work. Oh, man. What a hideous, underexposed, stupid photo.
Next. No. Of course, G Moots is
yeah,
coming in with a great shot.
Mr.
It was,
D.
I tell you what, it was dark when I took that shot. It was dark.
Still is.
It was
Well-
extremely dark.
When you take a picture of a camouflaged bird next to trees,
Yeah, I didn't even know the bird was there. I just took a shot, and then I found the bird later. No,
no, it's beautiful. What shutter speed? Only reason I asked, I'm sure you noticed too, the wing there seems to be just the slightest bit blurred. Is it?
It's a twig.
I
or is
don't.
it- Is it a twig coming off the tree? Yeah, maybe it
Yeah,
is, because
that's
I see it
twig.
going
Yeah,
across the tree.
that's a twig there. I
Daggone
don't
it,
remember what
thought I
shutter
had
speed it was.
A night
Well, you know,
pigeon.
the thing with I was going to say the thing with pigeons is they often blend in without a focused twigs. That's one of their special powers.
Yeah, yeah. This was at the end of the day. We were just getting ready to get out of the bog, and this bird was tucked way back up in there in the dark.
You know,
What lens is that? It's got a great amount of contrast.
That actually was my 500 PF with a 1.4 teleconverter on it too.
Nice.
Wow.
Gustavo's asking if it's from your recent Minnesota trip.
It is, yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Wow. And Daryl says, how can you take a picture of a tree and not have it in focus? The wind was blowing really hard,
Yeah.
hard. You know,
What kind of owl was it?
It's a great gray owl.
it's an owl.
Yeah.
If I posted, it'd be, hey, I got this photo of an owl.
Yeah,
No,
I don't
I-
remember.
I hate you, man. I hate you. You are the owl whisperer. I mean, wherever you go, owls follow you. Do you ever notice them following your car?
I wish it was that easy.
Man.
Owls kind of scare me. Have you guys ever seen The Fourth Kind?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Oof. That movie gives me the creeps.
Pigeon with big eyes. Yes, it is.
That's a beautiful picture. I just don't have. There's actually an owl the last 2 days that's been hooting outside this window, but I haven't gone out and shot it yet. One, because
You
I
can't
suck at
shoot 'em.
wildlife photography, but
You can't shoot them, man.
Yeah, no
It's not owl season. It's a
Protected
great
species.
pigeon, Greg says.
Dang it.
No, great shot, David. Great
Yeah,
shot.
thanks.
Man.
Yeah, thanks, Gustavo. Yeah, that's kind of why I took it. I knew it was going to be kind of just one of those dark, moody shots.
Mhm.
That's
All right.
beautiful.
We lose the left half of the picture.
Let's
What's that?
see.
Yeah, you could. I mean, yeah, I could crop in on that and
Mm.
do a different
I
crop.
I like that it's closer to rule of thirds myself, but
Yeah, I like to have a lot of negative space. You know, if a bird's especially looking that direction, I tend to keep a lot of negative space in
Me-
my photos.
Me
if
too.
you want
if
this to
it's-
be a
if
negative
I can't-
space, I can make it a negative space real quick. Demoots.
Oh, I like negative space when I can't crop it anymore. The negative space is my friend.
Yeah.
No, beautiful, man. Beautiful. All
Thanks.
right. Number 3. Let's see.
Dark
Ooh, I
mood,
like the
switch shot.
colors.
We're keeping the mood going, though.
Yeah, that is nice. Yeah.
Number 3, Kang. Yeah, that's right. You did send me a photo, Kang. Z9 1.8, 35 millimeter, 1/125th of a second, ISO 320. He used an LED panel to light the background and a warm light stick to light the model. Chloe is her name. Very good. Very nice.
Yeah, I like the
Way
colors.
to go, Kang.
I don't mess with RGB much myself. I've always liked it, but everybody in my area does it, and so I don't do it. But as soon as they stop, I'm going to start doing it.
There
Yeah.
you go. Well,
It's very
I'm
regional.
stuck. I'm stuck with whatever people are doing. If I can do it, then that's what I'm going to do. I have no originality.
I prefer gels to.
The
Who's
only
shot-
reason I'm not posting owl photos is because I can't find an owl in the wild. But
Whose shot was this, Chuck?
I'm sorry.
Whose shot was this?
It's Kang.
Thing.
Oh, okay. Is it a cosplay shot?
I think so, and I don't know if he put that in the email, but Kang, you're in here. You can answer that, man.
If it's
I was just going to say
cosplay,
a
I
lot
don't
of cosplay shots do a lot of RGB lights on those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's
So
actually
great
like
photo. Good photo.
strategically, the RGB lights are a good move, especially like because like with like the Japanese cartoon characters, it gives it that kind of color grade that you see in like the cartoons, and so it's kind of brilliant. But it looks cooler in real life than it does on the cartoon. Anime
Yeah,
is
no,
what
it's-
I'm
it's
looking
good.
for.
Yeah, anime. Yeah.
But it looks cool. You know, the stickers on the side of the stairwell. It's got that. What do you call that? Not mechanical, whatever.
Steampunk.
Steampunk
Yeah, or some-
industrial.
Yeah, industrial. There you go. The industrial look. Yeah.
I actually like the I like the range of the blacks. I do that a lot too, and I don't know if he lit it really well. I almost want to say that he did individualized work to the blacks, otherwise it would just disappear. And so I like that. There's like a good range in the blacks, like you can actually see the pants. It's not just like black, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that actually takes a lot of work, you know, whether it be on the scene with lighting or in post. It's a lot of work to get black to show through in detail.
I like the rails and the stairs. They give it dynamic look to it.
Yeah, it gives it energy.
Yeah, it gives energy.
So that's what I bring up all the time about these photo reviews is it's inspiration for, for people. They see all these different photos and it may inspire somebody to go out and try, something similar or whatever.
Yeah.
Stairs are always interesting.
Well, compositionally, stairs are great because, like they say, this could all just be woo woo, but they say that horizontal lines kind of give you a sense of calm, but diagonal or angled give a sense of energy. And there's not many things in nature that are like that. Stairs
Yeah.
are one of the few things that can give you a diagonal line.
He must have. He was in here earlier. He must have gone away or gone somewhere, Kang. So, all right.
These things inspire me. Heck, I got the camera out the other day just to watch the guy I took pictures of the guy cutting down my tree.
I saw that. So
I had a
now that
blast.
you've done that, now I can post all my photos of people working on the power lines out here
There
and
you
all
go.
the other stuff. I felt like, who wants to see that? And then I saw your photos and I said, man, I like that.
Yeah, I
Chuck,
thought it was
Chuck
pretty
has
cool.
Chuck has 3 terabytes of people plumbers fixing toilets.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's going to be my instructional video that I'm going to run the series, the instructional videos, how to fix it yourself.
I actually sent them to that guy that cut down my tree. He got the biggest kick out of that.
All right.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go. A bird with a mustache.
Is that a
Yeah.
shot?
That's the Z Wade pigeon right there.
It's Mr. Gustavo. It's an American robin. Let's see. He actually took the photo of 2022 Z9 with a VR 600 F4G DX mode on the camera. ISO 800, 1/1000th of a second at f6.3.
That is a destroyed background for 6.3. What was the lens?
600 f4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's why.
Oh yeah.
Great
Even,
lens.
I mean, you can shoot those things at f8 if you got
Yeah.
any distance in the background, it's going to blow it out no matter what.
Yep.
David, where you at? David Stewart. This is a David Stewart bird. I'm renaming it.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah,
a David
there you
Stewart
go.
bird.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That bird does it doesn't make traditional chirps, right? The chirps have a Canadian accent.
Yeah.
I was going to attempt that, but I didn't. Make
Chirp,
a
chirp,
complete
eh?
fool of myself. Oh, Gustavo says wildlife can be funny. Yes. Nest building time. All right. What's Tim says here? Chuck is a Nikon employee going to sell something, just not announcing anything. Yeah. Yep. I am a Nikon employee. I've had the Z8 for 6 months now. Or no, I'll wait and tell you how long I've had it when everybody else says how long they've had it, because I'll have to have it longer. All right. Beautiful Gustavo. Now he's going to have the 800 here before long that he can take out and wow us with. All right. Mr. Rich is up next.
Sorry, my cat just jumped up here.
I hope it's your cat.
You saw the bird on the screen.
We actually had to get my mom's cat out of the tree in the backyard yesterday. The fire department showed up and said it can't support the ladder, so we ended up throwing a rope around it and shaking the tree until it fell, caught it in a blanket.
Yeah.
You know they will climb down on their own.
Oh, they didn't. They said that once they get up, they won't come down, or somebody said that. Now, how in the heck did you get this shot?
This is Rich. His handle on the YouTube RPL CCB. He says it was taken with a 100 to 400 at 400 millimeter. That's a fantastic lens, by the way. Z9, 1/4000th of a second, obviously, freeze the wings. F9 for depth of field, ISO 2000. So he says, I like the 1 to 400. I do too, Rich. I do too.
Yeah, it's a great lens. I love it.
Now, see, crazy me, I'd ruin this photo.
Yeah,
Because-
the composition is super good on it. Like, because that's a tiny bird.
Yeah, because I would crank the red up in those flowers, no doubt about that. Not that it should be done, but then again, I don't do much of what I should do.
I would too. I would end up doing 3 layers of contrast or something ridiculous, and it wouldn't even be real anymore.
And Greg Wilson says this is the lesser known macro pigeon.
Yeah.
See, Chuck is gonna have his grit shirt, and I have to come up with one for pigeons now.
Yep, you'll have to have photos of every kind of bird all over the shirt with some form of pigeon for the name.
That's exactly right. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll have all my subscribers submit pictures that I can submit their wildlife pictures, and I'll turn them into I'll do like a cartoon version of them. Get everybody involved.
Yeah,
Great
Rich,
shot, though.
man, I don't know. I see a little movement in the wing, and no, I'm just kidding, Rich. It's a beautiful photo, man. Tack sharp. All
One of
the
my
detail.
favorite birds to photograph.
Great photo, man. Great photo. I shoot pigeons, Daryl H says. That, you know what? That might make a shirt right there. Z, that's you, man.
I shoot.
There you
pigeons.
go. Yeah.
Z Wade photo. I shoot pigeons. And watch how many people get angry as you're walking around wearing that.
I'm gonna
Why
have
do you
PETA
shoot
knocking down my door.
Yeah. Why do you shoot pigeons? What have they done to you?
Be like, you'll have to go subscribe to AP Studios to find out.
Yeah. Great shot, Rich. Great shot. I
We're
like
in
the
my
macro
wheelhouse
fly.
now.
Nice.
Yeah.
There's almost a fluorescent nature to this that I really like, and that either tells me that your lighting is godly or you are awesome at post processing.
Is that
Yeah,
a orchid of some sort? Is
I
it,
don't know.
looks
I
like
don't
an
know.
orchid.
I don't think he put it in the email. He may have, but I pulled all the data for the camera
I
lens
mean-
and everything.
That looks
It's-
looks like AI generated. That is beautiful.
This is Nick, and yeah, it is a beautiful photo. I think Nick. Did you send me 2 photos? And I think you did, and I picked this one just because it was so dynamic. It
Is
was
it
taken with
focus stacked?
his D850 Tamron
Nice.
90mm macro,
Nice.
f20
Okay.
ISO 500.
Okay. So
Then-
his lighting is godly.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, it is.
that's a talented flower shot.
it's very pretty.
Wow. I love that.
You're
I
right.
hope
Yeah.
you have printed that.
It has a velvety glow or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's soft, but still very. I mean, lots of definition in it. Obviously, well, I might have gone too far. Let me back up.
There you
just
go.
800.
or,
There you
or
go.
going for
That's what we do here. We do critical critique all the way
Yeah.
into 800%.
Yeah, Chuck, I was gonna see if we could inspect on a pixel by pixel basis.
There we go. All right.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an orchid.
You can definitely that's kind of an like, I guess zooming in on it was a bad recommendation because you're gonna suffer from diffraction at f20 real hard. But from here, from printing distance, that is one of the most beautiful flower shots I've seen in the last few years, and I'm not exaggerating and being nice. I really like this photo.
I don't know if it's diffraction, if diffraction is the issue, or if it's the fact that I don't know if it was focus stacked. And considering, look at the branch back here, it's already falling out of focus, and each leaf there, I can't find the actual focus point, but it's probably right
It
here.
looks like it's actually right there to the right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the plane right there.
So I
Okay,
mean,
so
with
we
the
were on the
focus-
wrong pedal.
And
Yep.
if you look at Chuck's monitor behind him too, it's really vibrant on your monitor
Yeah, it
behind
is.
you. And it's a little flatter in the stream view.
Is it?
However yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Nick, if you're in here, I haven't seen your name, but I hope you printed that.
Hang on a second. I just want to see, just for kicks and grins, how that comes up. Let's try this. Has that changed the look of it? It does to me. I'm looking at it on my screen right now.
Bit more
So-
contrast.
So looking at this shot this way here, it's definitely more contrasty and more vivid.
Yeah.
The way
All right.
we're
Hang on. I'm going to calibrate my monitor. I'm going to calibrate it on the fly. That's how good I am.
There you go.
Oh man.
That's
don't
much
know.
worse.
Chuck is the spider color
Yeah.
monitor.
All right. So let's go back to BAM and
I actually like
Bam.
them both. I think they both like the really vivid one and the one that's more.
Yeah,
how did I
however,
do that?
whatever
Oh.
it's however it's outputting it to this other box,
Yeah.
It's
it's
also
definitely
good.
flatter.
Yeah.
It still
Well,
looks good. It still looks good, but looking at your monitor behind you, it's really bright.
hey, this was an expensive monitor, man. It was $250 off. I got it for $89. All right.
It looked
Did
good.
you, what did you steal it and leave a tip, or what? How'd that work?
No, I don't know what it cost, but it was a cheap monitor, obviously. I can't hide that, can I?
Looks good from here.
Yeah.
No, but it's a beautiful photo, Nick.
Yeah, great job.
Let's see. Daryl says he always appreciates a good flower photo because I can't get a good one to save my life. You know, me either, Daryl. One thing about this is going out to our favorite Nikon dealer rep, Miss Becky.
Oh yeah, she'll
Bro.
love this one.
She loves macro flower shots. So Wayne says he emailed me a a rainbow shot from his Z6 II. All right, Wayne, I'll pick it up here in a little bit. David Stewart, what's David Stewart saying here? Let's see. It doesn't need to be calibrated. you probably can't. It's only got like RGB, truly red, green, and blue.
It's
Oh,
89%
man.
RGB calibrated.
Roy says flower photography is too much like all those years of product shots. Oh man, great job, Nick. Great job, man.
Yeah, it looks good.
Now I want to go out and take a flower shot. All right.
Cool.
Ooh, this
right,
is like
so-
my editing style, super punchy.
Yeah, I agree. And there are a lot of people, of course, that aren't like us or whatever, but it's Dana G is with his Nikon D500 with the 16 to 80, 2.8 to 4.0. The pano was, it is a pano. It was taken at 40 millimeter DX with a 40 millimeter DX, 1/1600th of a second f8, ISO 100. This image was taken at Grissom Air Force Museum. And he goes on to note the sky was not added. So that is what he saw. So,
That's cool.
Cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the post processing.
I'd like to see the rest of the plane though on the left.
Yeah, if it could get the rest of that plane in there would be great.
Be
Is
perfect.
that a
yeah.
It's a good photo.
Is that a Phantom, Chuck? We were just talking about those earlier. They're on the right.
It's a B-58 Hustler.
Yeah, it's not a Phantom.
No,
It's a
the one on the right.
B-58.
No, that's a
No, that's
Soviet, or not a Soviet era initial.
It's an F-100.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. The Phantom's got a point. They got a pointy nose on it.
yeah, it does. But it's got a kind of a stout looking body, cropped wings, almost delta wing, but it's like a bulldog of airplanes. As we
That's
talked about earlier before we were on live.
Oh,
it's the
that's right.
flying-
Nobody.
It's the flying rock. On paper, it's not supposed to fly, but proof that if you put enough power on a rock, it will fly.
Yeah, that's
But yeah,
cool.
cool photo.
Less
Okay,
stable
Andres,
plane, it's more maneuverable.
it's like breaking the stick off of a bottle rocket and lighting it. You have no idea where it's going. So, yeah, nice photo though, man. Nice photo. Love
Yeah,
it.
it's cool.
And I'm with you, Z. A lot of people aren't like that. They don't like it because they want to lump all this into HDR, and it may have some look like in some cases HDR. I like it. I like it punchy. I like it contrasty. And I like
I
bold
like it too.
colors.
I like it. It reminds me of a screen grab from a game. It's got
Yeah.
that look.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Very
I was
cool,
I was
very cool.
I was doing this style of post, like you get this a lot out of like the AI generated stuff, and I've been
Yeah.
creating images like the Dragon edits. I used to be huge into that, and that is like it looks AI generated. This is a little more natural, right? This is why I prefer photography over AI, because it still looks real. It just has that kind of surreal look to it, you know.
And Vic said the same thing. HDR question mark. Yeah, it's got that style. Again, a lot of people don't like it, and especially the pros. Oh, I don't know. You know, it's HDR. It's not worthy
I
of
like
being
it.
called photography.
I like it.
Hey,
Yep.
Greg Wilson, that is a great one-liner. Was that shot at F-16? That's a great one-liner.
There's another T-shirt, a picture of an F-16 on a shirt with the camera settings and F-16 blown up, shot at F-16.
Heck, with that sky, you could have just had the tower in that shot, and it would have been good.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
you can't go wrong with a scary looking skyline like that.
Yeah, that's
Daryl
nice.
says, I wish my air show photos had that sky.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Every time I go to the air show, it's bright and sunny, no clouds.
Very
yeah,
good.
and just air shows always like it's always a perfectly blue sky, hot with the sun bouncing off the concrete, and everything just gets scorched. Within the first 10 minutes of being out.
Yep.
and the new applause for the photo review is cowbells, and Lance says more cowbells on the F-16, Greg.
We have to address this. Hey, Vic, are you asking what HDR is, or are you asking if this is HDR? Because if you're asking what HDR is, it's like high dynamic range, right? So that's where you take your shadows and your darks and you lift them, and then you pull your highlights to where you have it almost kind of ends up looking like an oil painting when you go real crazy with HDR. It's actually really easy to do in like Lightroom. Just crank your shadows all the way up and tank your highlights. And you'll end up with something kind of similar. And then take your clarity and go all the way to the right.
Yeah.
So this is Andre's photo coming up. Mr. Andre, he's not in here tonight. He was invited, but I think I can't remember what he had other commitments. And this was at a Paris show with one of their jazz reviews or something like that. So there you go, Z Wade. This is your stuff, man. Black and white. I love black and white too, but I know you are the black and white.
I love it. That's all I have on my wall.
At first glance, I thought that was skin and those were tattoos.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, I was like, wait, oh, no, that's close.
Yeah. I mean, the lighting in it is great for lighting this guy or whatever, but it sure didn't leave you a lot of latitude to move, did it, in contrast?
Yeah, this would take hours of dodging and burning to to battle against the light. But I actually like high key photography, and so like I'm becoming here lately. I've been liking it a lot more over the last few months. But I like high key stuff just as much as everything else. But
so just so everybody knows, he provided what he was shooting with, the Nikon Z9 with FTZ and Nikkor 70-200 AFS 2.8. So I assume it's the G. Shot it at f2.8, 1/20th or 200th of a second, ISO 3200 at 200 millimeters. So yeah, it's the band Yusan from Paris.
look at the detail in that guy's beard. It's a good shot. It's super sharp.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Way to go, Mr.
Beard envy, is it?
Andre.
Z-Way?
What's
Beard
that?
envy? Is that beard
Yeah.
envy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see. Yeah, right. Roy, it's a good point. HDR is the lack of dynamic range. You're right. It's just contrast and light. All right, let's see. I think this is Miss Anita Stewart's photo. Anita, you still in here? And she had an explanation for this. She shot it with her Z6 II, 24-70, 2.8 lens at 24 millimeter at 2.8, ISO 1600, 6-second exposure and a temperature of 15 Celsius, which is approximately 5 degrees Fahrenheit. So, yeah,
Dang.
more power to you. I'll tell you, you guys are dedicated. Unless I need a mobile home, I guess, so I could drag it around where the photo is going to be and shoot out the window.
Cars are for.
just cut out a little circle that's perfect for the lens. You pull it out.
Exactly.
Stick the lens onto it.
Wait, you said it was 15 Celsius?
Yes.
So, and 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. 15 Celsius would be like 50, 59.
Minus 15. My fault.
Oh,
Thanks for
minus
bringing-
15.
yeah,
Okay.
That's
that
my
makes more
fault.
sense.
Yeah.
I was
How you
about to say,
failed
how is there
chemistry.
snow?
There you go. Okay.
So Anita, I know you were in here earlier. I hope she's still here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
there you
here.
go. Okay, so I think you were saying something that wasn't a great night for Aurora or something. I can't remember in your email, but tell us about it. Tell us about your shot here.
It was a better night for it than in Kansas.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't get them here.
So here we go. We've been talking about this, about lenses, especially wide angle. I do see an airplane back there and another one over here.
Yeah.
But I'm looking in the corners for what? Coma. Since everybody gets so bent out of shape over, well, I shouldn't say it that way. I mean, people that shoot night sky are really sticklers on that with a lens, the Coma. Where was it shot at, Anita? I know you're up. I know you and David are quite often out doing this.
Up in Canada land.
Oh yeah, that's the big thing. She did put that in the email. So the aurora wasn't visible to the naked eye. It was all captured in camera.
Ah,
I did not know that was even an issue. See, you learn something every time I come here.
yeah, that's
I didn't
cool.
I didn't know you could capture the aurora if the aurora wasn't visible. I really didn't know. I didn't know that at all.
Yeah. It's cool, and it's one of the unique auroras with the red and green, I guess. At least, yeah, she was in central Alberta, David says.
So could you see it if you were? Could you see it on back of camera? I wonder.
You would do.
Yeah, Anita, could you see it on the screen on the back of the camera? David's
I bet
asking.
you could.
Or is it one of those things you have to bring home and download and find a happy surprise?
Mm.
See if she answers here. I'd be curious if you could see it. You know,
The camera does a great
Yeah,
job.
I've just taken it.
And Greg Wilson's asking the same thing. How do you know it's there? Well, that's a good question. How do you know it's there before you even try to take a photo? I guess you just do it. You know, you're not wasting film, so you can just take photos and check.
she said knew there was something, but and then didn't get it all. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wish we had auroras around here. Kansas is actually not that great of a place for astro, I don't think. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's tough. There's too much light pollution.
Yeah.
That's the man-made aurora. I have that.
Ooh.
This is cool.
Yeah, it is, and it's
Very
it's-
cool shot.
And I think it's probably cropped or saved in a way. This is an artificial zoom because it is incredibly sharp, actually.
That's a
Well, that's
really cool
great.
shot.
Yep. And this is, hang on a second.
Is it
I gotta go to-
F-16?
I got to go to the notes that D-Moots provided for all the photos.
I'm glad I typed those up, man. My fingers are burning.
It's
I must
Terry
have
Newman.
missed this. Did D-Moots promise to do something that he didn't do? Is that the
He didn't promise. He just said he would help out on, capturing the information about each photo because that I was lacking in that.
oh.
And
But he's doing a damn fine job.
so anytime I download somebody's photo, I have to download it over onto the hard drive and number it, and then go to Word and make sure the number of the person or corresponds with the photo. So I keep up with it that way. I take the information you guys put in the email and try to capture some of it for the photo in case you're not here, which tonight has been a lifesaver, by the way.
This is a very cool shot. This is a wall hanger here.
It is. It is.
Yeah,
I
this is a
agree.
great shot.
I'd
So
like to
this
see a
is
bit more of
Terry.
the water.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a little bit more water, a little bit less sky, perhaps. It's lovely.
Yep.
I like the foreground. Like whenever I first hit, I
Mhm.
thought it was animal footprints, but then I was like, no, it kind of looks like ice, maybe or something. I still can't quite tell what it is.
No, I think it's
think
just
just-
the tide retreating leaves
Yeah.
those little sand ripples behind.
Yeah.
I don't feel I like it because I don't feel like this photo would be the same without that texture.
Yeah, you're right. I agree.
I
It needs
agree.
that. It needs that texture up front. It's great.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise it would just be like a cool reflection, but instead we have like what seems like a storm brewing in the left, and then we have like
Yeah.
textures and we have the reflection. And just because you have a great eye, you position this to where the texture doesn't lead up to the reflection, and that either feels incredibly lucky or incredibly skillful. Either nature loves you or you're just like godly at composition.
Well, it's
That's a
Terry
great
Newman
photo.
that sent the photo in, and he said it was let's see, picture of the week in this week's Amateur Photography magazine on page 10 and 11. So I guess he got a center centerfold
Nice.
photo.
Congratulations.
And I know that there was some more, but I mean, he said he's just absolutely over the moon. The fact that, he's an amateur photographer and he got chosen for that magazine. I think it's fantastic. It's one of those things that it's no fault of his own, but this is one of those deals where you think, man, do I come back here? Do I really, should I come back, try to time the tide the same way? Because if it had that red sky, that burning sky in the background, can you imagine the reflection and the water and everything else? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean-
I kind of like this color of the sky though, and everything. The
Do you?
colors all go with the boat.
Really
Everything kind of all
Yeah.
goes together.
Yep. Great capture
Nice.
on the
Very nice.
reflection, everything. It's a beautiful photo, man. I
I
understand
wish
why
it
it got
was my
selected.
shot.
That's the only problem about it is it's
Yeah.
not my photo.
It's great.
What's the name of the ship, Chuck? I can't see it.
The Minnow, SS Minnow.
Nice.
Joking.
That's-
That worked well.
The Tropical, or how, I can't remember how it goes now. I can't believe I remember that much. The ship set sail on a 2-hour cruise,
It was a 3-hour tour, Chuck.
3-hour cruise. Oh man,
uh,
no footprints either, Daryl. Nice catch, man. You're right. Because I'd have been out there climbing all over it and then think, well, I ought to take a photo.
Jeff Ellis, where's Marianne?
The professor too.
no, that's a great photo. I like it.
It is. It's a great photo, man. Terry, great photo, buddy, and congratulations on being photo of the week in the Amateur Photographer magazine. I'm gonna have to check that out. I want to see it in the magazine, so I'm gonna have to go track that down. That's cool, though, man.
Gives me some ideas next time I go to Florida.
There you go. I'd really love to have capture a photo like this, but I guess I actually have to go out and take photos to do that.
It
That
helps.
that'd be the first step.
That's how you
Hey,
find
Chuck
the
and-
route too.
Chuck, in 15 years, when you finally move and settle down, you'll have more time to get out and shoot.
Exactly. No, you're right, Roy. But I'll say I will now. It makes me feel better, and I'll make excuses later. All right, but beautiful photo, Terry. Beautiful photo, man. All right. Anybody
Ooh, this
guess
is
who
my
this
style.
is?
Stroud.
Yeah, you got it. Joe Stroud image shot on a
Yep.
Canon 6D with a 20 millimeter f2.8 USM lens.
Cool.
Joe's not
I
in
love
here
it.
tonight either. I think I said that earlier. He's gone to a concert, so. I mean, yeah, it's it's a simple photo, but it's great. It makes you look at it. I mean,
Yeah.
how does he do
Yeah.
this?
It would weird people out if it was upside down.
Maybe that's part of it too. And she's looking right into the camera in that pose. I mean, he's just got an eye, man. It's like, hey, yeah, I just want you to lay down there and look at the camera. Bam.
Yeah, his
I
photos
haven't-
are cool.
I haven't seen Joe Stroud yet, but he better be ugly because he can't be this talented and like a damned good-looking guy. God does not play that much of a favorite, I don't think.
He's the whole package, man. Hunter outdoorsman extraordinaire. Remember the photo of the gal out in the swamp with the dog? I say that and you think, well, that couldn't be a great photo, but it is.
That photo was awesome.
Yeah. Joe,
Yeah,
Go
every photo he submitted has been awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Greg Wilson says she fell off the previous boat.
Yeah, that's Marianne.
Yeah, that's the tide
found
carrying
her.
her out.
She's just accepted it too. She's like, here we go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Again, it's just like, lay down there in the water. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I like this is really spooky. I like it.
We have another photo of a flower. Becky, this is just for you. If you happen to be watching the replay, I asked everybody if they would do macro flowers for you because I know you love them. This is Jeff's shot. Jeff and Leslie. Jeff, tell us about it. I know this is with your new camera, so tell us about it. You must be happy.
What camera
Yeah,
did they get?
Gustavo says pure talent, and that's just it. And I think that's what Z Wade was alluding to. It's like, man, you can't have that kind of talent and be a great looking guy and everything else. It's not fair. Leave us something.
Yeah, something's got to be lacking. It's like if you have that kind of talent, you have to like have terrible social skills, or be like a raging drunk or something.
Yeah,
Like there's got to be a downside.
There's
Something. Give me something here. Make me feel at least halfway good about myself. But this is Jeff's photo with his new Canon EOS R7. I don't say EOS or however they say it, but the R7 and the 100 millimeter macro lens, and looks great, man.
yeah, nice. Yeah, that's sharp.
Yep.
It's very
Is
sharp.
that pollen on it already?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
Man.
It
Wow.
looks like it. Pollen
Nothing wrong.
can be a hit and miss. It can kind of ruin your flower shot, or it can help it. But sometimes, like if it like right there, whenever they get really thick with pollen, it kind of looks like digital noise. But this is good right here because it looks like pollen.
I have a hummingbird shot that's covered in pollen. That's pretty cool looking.
Oh yeah. I have a couple of some bumblebees that are just loaded up with pollen on their hind legs. Yeah. Those are
Here
hard
you
to
go.
get, but
Lance is making you feel better here, Z.
old fat sucking photography.
All
Wrong.
right, Lance, I'm old and skinny in suck at photography.
No, Chuck, you still have one of the greatest portraits I've seen in the last couple of years. The guy with the cigarette is a masterful shot. I
Yeah,
love that
that was-
picture.
Pure luck, man. Pure luck. See,
I must have missed that one.
it's all about luck.
Oh, D Moots missed that one, Chuck. You're gonna have to show it to him sometime.
Yeah, I think I don't remember that one.
All right.
Oh, it is so good. It's so moody and dramatic.
Just
Well,
send me a
it-
copy so I can sell it.
Yeah.
To complete this
Yeah.
game, Chucko.
I actually wish I could have sold that because it's like an advertisement photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, for cigarettes, which is
The
not cool
Marlboro
anymore.
Man.
No,
On
that guy.
square format as well.
Now it could be for maybe he needs medical marijuana, man. You ever think of that? He
There you
suffers from all right. Here's Jeff in here now. Talk about it. I spent a lot of time. Let's see. Jeff, I spent a lot of time March through May, wet, muddy, and cold. Nothing like laying in the mud to get the flower photo. Yeah, man. Well-
Unfortunately, the coolest flower shots are during the worst weather. Like whenever it's in like a downpour, those are the best. I'm out all the time, like in spring, because Kansas, we always deep moods, like whenever spring starts, you always get like a lot of rain right off the bat, as soon as
Oh,
spring
yeah.
starts. and I'm always out every single year with the 51.2 and the 100 macro.
I'm
Getting all
taking
those
atomizer
shots.
with you.
A what?
Heck,
Spray it.
it rained here today for a couple hours.
Oh, did I?
Great job, Jeff, man. I'll tell you, it's great. That camera's going to serve you well, I can tell, because it's one thing just to want to go out and shoot. You know, if your camera doesn't inspire you to do that, there isn't much else that will.
I actually really love this shot. I know some people may think it's too dark. I think it's perfect. That is the most dramatic bird shot.
It is a fantastic photo. And you're right. Some people might say it's underexposed, but this is art to me. This is
I think
artwork.
it's perfect. It is
The
perfect.
lighting on the face
Yep.
and what's catching the part of the breast there. And I'm looking at your monitor behind you, Chuck, because it's even better looking there.
Yeah.
What
Uh-oh.
is Wayne doing over there? He's stuck in a loop.
Somebody's in a loop.
Somebody's
Wait.
in a loop.
Yeah.
I'm raving over here. Ah.
Let's see. Did it? I think it.
Do,
I
do,
think
do,
it-
do, do,
There you
do,
go,
do.
Wayne. There you go. No.
It's still going.
Who is it?
So this is Joe Mack. Joe Mack's photo. I don't know. I haven't seen him in here yet. But if you're in here, Joe, you can tell us about it. And there's some great comments here. Nice cardinal shot. Well done. Jeff and Leslie talking about it.
I
and
would
Jeff,
like to know if the light is hitting it like that or if that's some really good brush work.
Well, that's what
I
it
bet
looks
it's
like.
light. I bet it's stippling coming through the trees. I bet.
Oh yeah.
Ah, that is such luck for it to be right there. It would not
Being
be the same
under-
if it was just to the left.
He's saying shoot, Tim Hunter was saying being underexposed separates it from just being another photo. I agree with that statement 100%.
Kind of reminds me of a elk photo that had some really cool lighting on it.
Yeah. Okay, so now we got to ask: is that a stuffed cardinal? I carried it around.
Wayne's
in my
still
pocket.
stuck in a loop. it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Wayne, did you go all the way out? Completely go out of the restream and come back?
Yeah.
This is a great live stream so far.
Oh man, here's Joe Mack. All right, here you go. Here's the guy that shot it.
Yeah. See the
wow,
light.
that's
good.
what a beautiful opportunity that you got, and you actually caught it. I mean, a split with wildlife, it's like a split second could be the difference between this and an empty branch. You know, it's it's beautiful.
The red-breasted pigeon. Tim says that's the red-breasted pigeon.
Yeah.
It is a
Man.
fantastic shot, Joe. No doubt about it. But you have inspired me, and that you've inspired me to carry around a stuffed cardinal in my pocket, so that in the event I'm not going looking for animals or birds, I'm looking for light, and then I'm going to wire him to a branch. Oh,
Put two
Mr.
little tacks
Wayne.
on his feet, so he'll just stick into the branch.
no video feed, man. We're working it hard
poor-
tonight, Wayne.
Poor Wayne's
So
having a
Wayne-
heck of a time over there.
Wayne, you're not. Yep, there it goes again.
It's-
Wayne, you're not.
Yeah.
This is not a good showing
it-
for the Sony A7R5, man.
Heck, you might have to reboot your computer on that one.
Yep. Oh man. Sorry,
the
Sony folks. Sorry.
the stream's out of control. Poor Wayne. Wayne is such a nice guy, and he's just having a hell of a time over there.
Well, you know what? I just now noticed something too. I wish you can tell the eye. He's given this bird is definitely cocky.
Look at the
Because,
catch light in that
yeah,
eye.
If you could see that eye, it's looking. I mean, he's looking out the side of his eye like, what do you want?
Yeah, he's looking down at you as if you are inferior.
Yeah, that's. We'll
Yeah,
pixelate
Joe,
it so you can
the
see
stream,
the eye.
the stream is making it darker than what it appears because I'm looking at Chuck's monitor behind him and it's much brighter.
But fantastic photo, Joe. Fantastic,
Yeah,
man.
looks good. Yeah, good job.
The only bad thing about it again is I didn't take it. That
That's
doesn't mean
okay, Chuck. It fetch a good price.
yeah, on my wall art sales site. Yeah, it will. Actually, I've already had some bids on it. All
Hey,
right. Here you
nice.
go. This is one for Mr. Roy.
No, it's not.
Well, come on. It's close enough. That's all we got for product this week, Roy.
I don't
So
shoot food.
This
I'm
is
hungry all of a sudden.
Yeah.
that looks good.
It actually does. Yeah.
So this is Sith, and he's shooting with a Nikon D4 Sigma 85 1.4 at f7.6, 1/80th of a second, ISO 200. He's using lights. He has one continuous LED with a reflector. So there you go. Well, it is lit well. Come on, Roy, you can give us that much. Help us out with the
Yeah,
lighting.
well, Rick, I
Okay.
don't like taking food out. It's too taking dinner is too obnoxious, I think.
Well, the people that do shoot food, I mean, the real commercial food, man, they are obsessed with all
Oh,
the
yeah.
hidden
So much
tricks and
work.
everything. Yeah.
I take hours and hours to take every single shot, and
Way to go, Sith. Beautiful, man. I don't know
did a
what you were
job.
shooting
Made me-
for.
Made me hungry. It worked.
Yep. All
It's
right.
like oh, you know what? That was a BLT, wasn't it? That was a super fancy BLT. It looked like a little piece of bacon on
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And some cherry tomatoes.
Yep.
I feel like
Huh.
white trash now. Every BLT I've ever had is
I think you're right. That looks good.
Yep.
That looks even better now that you showed pointed out the bacon.
Yep.
although that does look like clover that they have garnished it with, and I'm not fan.
That's the lucky bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
It does, Gustavo. It looks delicious, and I don't need
it
to be
used to
eating
be
it.
that you had to have an edible product when you photographed these things once long ago. Now they put anything in them.
Yeah.
Come on, come back. All right. Who is this?
Someone that took film many years ago.
This is Roy Bigsby Film, folks.
The Raging Australian. What kind of tree is that? Is that a fruit tree?
Looks like it's like a big lime or lemon
Big
or something.
Fat apple?
Well,
something?
mate, it's one of those things that grows.
That goes right along with the pigeon. What kind of tree is that? A tree.
You know what I actually like about this though is at every one of my studio shoots, I always make a point to have a shot taken with the lighting in the background because it's a model focus, but kind of like a behind the scenes vibe. And you did that with a lantern, and that's cooler than studio lights.
So
I'll try anything once.
Sith jumped back in here. He was probably making one of those to eat while we were talking about it.
Makes
And
me
if you
want
made
to.
a second one, you can pass it on to me, Sith, because it does look good.
A BCT, a bacon, clover, and tomato.
And John just says he's got to go for lunch. So evidently it worked, Sith.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hey, John, tell your beautiful wife we all say hello. And again, for those of you that haven't met John's wife, Diana, she is a great photographer in her own right. And you got to get her in one night just to sit in there with you. Sit here. She'd be,
Okay.
we'd love to hear her thoughts on the photos too. I'm sure everybody else would too.
Okay. Great.
All right. But you guys go and have a wonderful lunch, man.
Okay. Thanks.
Take care, John.
Yeah, have a good one, John.
And yeah, you too, Z Wade. I'm lucky to get to see your videos
Oh, thanks, man.
instantaneously almost because of the timing.
You're right. It's right in the time zone.
Yeah. And
Well,
Wayne,
thanks for
hope to
following
see
me,
you.
man.
Yes,
And
sir.
David, take care,
Yeah,
buddy.
take care, John. Yeah, you too.
And give my regards to Down Under there, Roy. Okay, bye.
See ya.
All right, John. Thanks. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Wayne's audio. Try it again, Wayne.
Is it better or is it having issues still?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah, that's
good
better.
now. Yeah.
Okay.
We heard a little robot voice there for a second.
Yeah.
Although I
had to put the VPN as well. Let's reboot.
Although I do kind of miss the it.
Yeah.
That was getting fun.
Hey,
Yeah.
you did a great job at that. That was perfect.
Hey, thanks. Sith, don't tell us that, Sith.
No. Don't ruin it.
Oh,
So
Hey,
what I was
we're
gonna say
Americans.
about
We
your
like
photo,
oil.
Yeah.
what I was going to say about your photo, Roy, is I do like it because I appreciate the difficulty in trying to take a photo like that with film at night with not a super bright light source. So I don't know how you did it, but I don't
A
know
lot
if you
of
remember.
guesswork.
Yeah,
Hey, Roy.
yeah.
Could you pull the metadata for that?
Funny that.
Uh,
All I
David
remember
will be
is
right
the
back.
old
He's
man.
going to make a BLT. All right.
Yeah, like I'd like to know what kind of fruit tree it is though, because you just got one single piece that has snuck its way in there. It's the only fruit on the tree.
I'm pretty sure it's an apple tree, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
Apple.
an expert on these things.
Wow.
it's probably
Look at
poisonous in Australia. It's probably like a witch apple, right? Because everything in Australia is dangerous.
Not everything.
Uh.
I'm pretty safe.
Tim says, Roy, how can you take that shot without autofocus?
It's not
What's
possible, right?
autofocus? That was done with a FM.
No. All right.
Oh,
Next.
an original FM.
Yeah, an original FM. That's all I had in
Nice.
those days.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. So this is Millerad. Is taken with his Nikon Z6. I love the colors in this. I noticed as soon as I opened it up. But that's just me. Color is a big thing for me. But Nikon Z6, 24-70 f4 at f4, 1/20th of a second, ISO 400 handheld. Nothing special, just me enjoying out in the nice weather and a beautiful calming sound of the waves. Also, a reminder of pre-COVID time and freedom. After that shot was made, we were put into lockdown for 4 months. Man, beautiful. And can you imagine? That would be my luck. I'm going on vacation to Hawaii for a month and then told I can't leave my hotel room. But very nice, Millerad. Very nice, man. Thanks for dropping another photo for us.
I'm guessing
I'll
that's
give you the-
Poseidon, right?
Yeah, actually, it was on the set of
Aquaman.
yeah, Aquaman.
Difficult way of
Cool
fishing.
photo. Beautiful colors. Beautiful.
Right. Difficult
Yeah.
way of fishing.
All right. Yeah, come on, come back to me. Here we go.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Speak up. Speak up. I think you're in there, aren't you, Daryl?
You know what's more interesting than photos like this is trying to wrap your head around where they're standing.
Well, that's an interesting story, and I'm hoping he's in here. Daryl. Tell us about it, Daryl, because he talks about that. He getting to this location. He said he wants to go back at some point, but he was holding a tree, had his arm wrapped around a tree, so he didn't take a misstep and wind up going down the river with the water.
Daryl,
but
Daryl, I want you to look in my eyes right now. You are out of your freaking mind. It's worth it though, because that's a really, really cool shot.
It is, and I love it, man. I mean, it's just sharp throughout. I don't even know. Let's see, what was this a shot at? This is on a D810. Well, there's part of the reason why it's so crisp. 16 to 35 f4 lens, 1/8 of a second, f11, and there's another piece to the puzzle. ISO 200, shooting at 20 millimeter. It was a 2018 trip up to Banff and Jasper National Parks in Western Canada. There you
Nice.
have it. It is. It's a beautiful photo, man. That's a photo for a magazine or a leaflet for sites in the national park. Beautiful.
He's lying.
Yeah,
That was shot in Oklahoma.
Daryl says, "I promised my wife I wouldn't die on this trip."
You almost the way you described taking that picture. It's like you kind of
Next
taking
time, put the
chances on
camera on a
keeping that
monopod.
promise.
Shove it
Yeah,
out.
do it like on a selfie stick.
Yeah, use a monopod.
Yeah, I couldn't do it because I'm not afraid of a lot of things, but I'm afraid of drowning and I'm afraid of heights, and this is both.
Yeah. It's a precarious location, no doubt about that. But yeah, man, what a composition. It's fantastic. The color, I love everything about it. Beautiful sky in the background too. And as David Bramsman says, I agree, wall hanger.
Yep.
Yep. And that's how I'm going to advertise it, by the way. Did I say that out loud?
And since you gave the whole story, Chuck can give that same story on how he got the shot whenever he sells
Exactly. There I was hanging by
it. There I was.
over this treacherous ravine, and I was swinging, and I had to time it perfectly each swing to get this photo.
After promising my wife I would come back in one piece.
He says, thank you. Glad I could help with the M&M fund. Thanks, man. No, it's a great photo, man.
He's buying a house with this one. What are you talking about?
There you go. All right. Now, this is Joe Dixon, okay? And so here's the story. This is a photo I took of my wife with a Z6 II, a 51.8 at 1.8, used a single aperture mini light in our living room with a bed sheet as a backdrop. Okay, that said, hats off, buddy. You got light out, you started playing with it, and you know what? This is actually the thing now. Actually, no, it's not bad enough to be the thing. The thing now is deer in the headlights photos, hard light and everything else, it seems. At least in the Instagram world and whatever else that we have today on social media. But I think you did a good job, man, for what you describe having. And I love to see people that are willing to go out and get the lights out and play with them. So,
well, here, I'll say this as a guy that shoots mostly portrait photography, who considers himself pretty good at lighting. You did a very, very good job with that shadow on the cheeks. That is extremely good, right? That's the things that people that mess with lighting a lot and do a lot of portraits, they look for that, right? And so you had it angled correctly to cast that shadow. And so very, very well done.
You caught the cheekbones, and every woman loves that in a photo. I mean, they love it. And I'll go out on a limb here and probably say something I shouldn't, but you have a lovely wife, and pass
Beautiful.
that on to her.
You okay?
Well, I'll probably say it again, I guess. Somebody's got something going in the background.
Poor Wayne.
It's it.
Now, Now, okay, so we talked about starting a live stream band. The first song, Pally System,
Yeah.
Pally System, boom. That is our first hit.
GPT, bro.
Welcome to the stream, Muzz.
Yeah, Maz. All right, it's working now, Wayne.
Probably see some.
No, there
No,
you
it ain't.
go.
No, it ain't.
Probably see some. Probably see some.
You're doing that on purpose, aren't you? No, I'm just kidding. Oh man.
That's funny.
Yeah, so back to the photo. Joe, again, man, I love it. I love seeing folks. Okay, Wayne's going to switch mics. Try that. But anyway,
Can you teach us all to
beautiful
do that?
light. The light is, fantastic. A one light photo with a bed sheet in the back as a backdrop. Looks great.
One
Yep.
light's very hard.
Yeah. But I like what it does to, a white backdrop. It gives you that beautiful gray backdrop.
Well, honestly, my favorite studio portrait, like, is I really just use a very, very weak light or the modeling light of my flash, and I usually just do like either single light or single flash, kind of angled from the side, just because I like the drama that it brings.
Yeah.
But
What, like a kicker or a side
a what?
light? A kicker or a side light?
Side light.
I want to shoot at 45 because I love the dramatic photo. I love the fall off on their cheek. Anything from Rembrandt and beyond, even. I love that lighting.
Oh, you know what I've been really into, and for anybody that's interested in this photo and the lighting and everything like that, if you have a boom arm, get a single light on top of your model out of frame. You talk
Yep.
about spooky, real spooky. Just slightly behind to where the brows cast a shadow over the eyes. Oh, super cool.
Yep, it is. I will tell you. That's the photo of me sitting in the chair. That was me doing my own self-portraits and had the light directly overhead. And moving it in small increments forward away from me, in front of me, till I got enough light in my eyes. Not adequate light by any stretch of the imagination, but enough light to at least identify my eyes. I love it, and I've tried to do that on some other folks, and they didn't like it. Even though they said they loved that photo that I did of me, but then they don't like it of themselves. But there you have it.
Yeah, for me, the more spooky I can make a beautiful model that doesn't deserve to look spooky, like, that's perfect for me.
All right, Joe. Good job, man. Good job.
Yeah,
Looking
good
forward
job,
to seeing
buddy.
more.
Yeah, keep doing that. Keep playing.
I think I went too far, didn't I? No, this is you, David. So David shot this today with his 1:400 wide open f5.6 ISO 1000 at 1/500th of a second and 400 millimeter. The tongue is sticking out at Zach. This is not a pigeon, but a markhor.
Well, yeah, it's not a pigeon. I was just gonna say that cattle look really weird up there, wherever you're from.
Yeah, where did he take this at?
No,
We about
hang
to find
on.
out.
He'll tell you. Hang on a second.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Hang on a second here. If I don't tear the place down, hang on a second. I don't know why it didn't. There it should be. All right, go ahead, David. David, are you there? Yeah, I'm not hearing you. Hang on a second. I know why. Hang on.
Yeah,
All right, there
I
you
can
go.
just barely hear you. Okay. I can hear you, Chuck.
All right. So tell us about it, David.
Well, we were out at the zoo this morning. They had a special outing for photographers at the feeding time for all the different pens.
Yeah.
And I was going by here and I saw this, and I figure that being that this is not a pigeon, I would have to get a picture for Zach especially one that's sticking his tongue out, giving you the eye.
Yeah. He's looking very lovingly at Zach, I might add.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the big thing about this, and one more thing about the Aurora shots.
Yep.
There's quite a few times we shot the Aurora, and you just have a very slight indication that something is there. You take a couple of test shots, you try to get your exposure right, and there it is in the picture.
Okay.
So you cannot see it with the naked eye, but the camera can.
Okay.
And the same as this is that the camera saw this, and this is through a great big fence, and you can't see the fence. But anyway, I was wide open with my 100 to 400.
That 100 to 400 is a very sharp lens, isn't it?
Oh, it's fantastic with what you can do, and the bokeh was such that it didn't pick up the fence between the animal and myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool photo, though.
Yeah.
So, see, folks,
Yeah.
I told you all, David Stewart can take photos other than sky. All right, David.
And it was early morning. Okay, I'll talk to you later, Chuck. We're both here watching the show, and keep up the good work. And Zach, you can keep up the fair work. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, buddy. All right, bye-bye. Oh, man. Hey, we love our Zach. All right. Tim Hunter, are you in the house, sir? Are you still here? You are up. You are on deck. Well, you're moving into the batter's box. Here we go. And we're almost finished, folks. And we'll do a quick run through. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Well, I said you were where did your photo go?
Chuck apparently has a problem with Tim Hunter. This is the wrong way to find out, but
Gremlins have got it. It's getting warm.
I have it. I know why. Hang on a second. I know why.
it's because he already sold the copyright. He's not allowed to show it anymore.
Let's see if it loaded it this time. Yes, it did. There you
Ooh,
go.
Nice.
Super.
Very
There
cool.
we
I like
go.
the processing.
Nice cityscape.
Tim says I've been canceled. No, you haven't, buddy. Let me get Wayne back in here. Wayne, I'm listening to see if I'm going to say Wayne over and over and over.
Is it better this time around?
Hey,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Tim, I wouldn't necessarily agree with you that it's not wall worthy because the colors are.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Yep.
If you did this on like a Canon's premium gloss, it would just scream off the page.
Or how about the metal prints?
That too. Or
Yep.
if you get Red River's silver gloss, or what is that one called? Polar Luster Metallic. That's nerd stuff. I don't know if you guys like paper as much as I do, but
No, that's your hometown, or that's your town there, Roy, where you and Tim
Yeah.
are, or near you.
Got lots of old bridges and things.
Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
Must be low aperture because there's a star thing in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, 30-second. I was going to say because the river looks very smooth and beautiful reflections in it. So it's Melbourne City Skyline D500 F16 at 30 seconds with the Takina 11 to 20 2.8 lens. Very nice, Tim. Very nice, man.
I like
Yeah,
that
you-
lens too.
You know, you guys are inspiring me to actually get my camera out and go shoot something. I should, I got a a YouTube channel about photography. It'd probably be a good idea if I took a photo every now and then, wouldn't it? So you're saying F-16? Okay, 30 seconds. Yeah, isn't that what you sent me in the email? Let's see. Yep, F-16. Yep. All right.
Actually, Chuck, I think it should be a requirement that you submit a photo every photo review.
Ugh.
Yeah, come
I
on.
think I should too. I agree with you. I just got to find something worthy of taking a photo of. I showed you my wife's birthday cake there when I was
I saw that.
reloading.
Yeah.
There you go. How about that, man? Now that's some product photography there, buddy.
It probably would have made me hungry again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm shaking my leg like a 5-year-old right now because I've gone so long without my typical bathroom break. But we have reached almost the very end, and I do want to cover these last couple of photos. But yeah, thanks for submitting it, Tim. It's a beautiful photo, man.
Yep. Good photo.
Again, for me, anything with color in it, anything with vibrance, I like. Not that I don't like black and white at times or whatever, but beautiful.
Most
And you
people
got
would have posted the moon in the background as well.
Oh, he's got a confession though. It's an AI photo. Watch.
Oh man, go ahead. Let's hear it.
It's Skittles.
Why would you buy Skittles when you could get my M&M pack?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man,
Skittles
No.
preset.
yeah. Please
That's
tell
a
me you're
good one.
kidding, or I'm gonna have to go back and take a lot of things back I've said about the Skittles. It's so much easier for you to just lie about it and say it isn't. Oh no. Nice photo though, man. Really nice photo.
Yeah.
All right. So that is all the photos that came in, under the deadline. However, we got a couple of extra photos that were sent in by some contributors, some that might even be on, or one that might even be on the panel tonight. All right. Thank you. It's not. Woo. I was already thinking in the back of my mind, how am I going to say sorry to Fro? So yeah, hang on a second. So there are a couple of photos here, and I'll talk about one of them, and then our contributor can talk about the other. So there you go.
That's Melbourne from the other side.
There you go.
Out the window.
So that's Melbourne out there on the horizon, huh?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Taken yesterday.
But from your vantage point, man, I can see all kinds of opportunities with skies that you see and everything out there. Roy,
Oh,
man,
look.
that's beautiful.
So
That's a
the
good,
last picture we saw was also Melbourne from within the
The
city.
other side.
Wow, that's cool. That you got two different. You got two different perspectives.
That's about an eighth of
Like
the
that.
view I get of the suburbs.
Wow.
I think it's a 50mm lens.
Nice. So
You
this
need
is pretty close to like what you actually see then, if it's a 50.
Yeah, that's what I see.
You
Yeah.
need to break.
Wow.
You need to break that 600 out and do a pano across there.
I did that. Won't fit on I can't submit it. It ends up too big.
Yeah.
Mm,
I've been
Actually,
doing panos and videos, and they're all too big though.
If you go on Amazon and get Big Mike's 1000mm, you take a picture of Tim taking a picture of Melbourne. Or get the Nikon Power Shot, the one that could see the moon, like the surface.
Roy, the photo's cool, but I'm impressed with the view that you have, man.
yeah.
I'm absolutely jealous, man. That is a
It's showing
beautiful
off.
view. Huh?
How long does it take you to get to Melbourne? Like if you're going to drive there?
Depends on what time of day. About 20 minutes if you're in outside peak hour. About an hour or so if it isn't. It's about 20-something kilometres away. 22 kilometres or something. Which is
It looks
about
so much.
12
It looks
miles.
so much closer looking at the photo, doesn't it?
Mm.
It's cool, Roy. Cool, man. Beautiful.
And you have
For
like a
us
nice
Kansas folks,
a
it's
nice
13
natural
people.
frame too, like of Melbourne, like with the trees. Just create that little basket for it to sit in.
So Gustavo, yeah, you're still in here. Did you want to talk about this? Because I have no problems with this. You know, in your email, you explained it very well. I have no problem with this. I guess some people do.
Why?
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah. But I mean, I
What-
understand why you're doing it. He says he has several other photos, and I think that's fine.
It's
It was-
nature, man. That's that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
I-
nature does.
I have
Yeah.
I have a theory that like whenever I'm out shooting insects and things like that, if there's an insect that's like downed, right? Like it's let's say it's like missing a wing, you have to leave it for a bird, right? Like you have to let nature do its thing, right? You don't interrupt it. And so I don't know why anybody would have a problem with this. I think this is actually a cool perspective because often with wildlife, you get wildlife like alive and
Well-
looking off in the distance, but this is like the
Well, so there's a
different
bit
side of
more
it.
to the story. It's a, can I say, hunting accident, meaning it was during bow hunting season. The animal was shot. It didn't go down where it was shot. It wound up in his yard, and he's left it there, and he's documented all the animals that have fed
Oh.
off this carcass. I think
that
it's
is
fantastic.
super cool.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah. No, nothing wrong with that at all. That's cool. Cool.
I
little
would like to
project.
see if you compile that into a whole series, you could put that into a photo book. Photo books are expensive, but that would be super cool. Just all the different animals doing their thing.
Time
That's one of
lapse
the
would have been
coolest
good too.
opportunities. Yeah.
So, you know, you don't have to explain anything to me, man. I'll tell you right now. I think it's great, and I'll tell you what. I'd like to see the other images as you've documented this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
with,
I
you know,
I would
how many
too.
animals it's
Yeah.
fed and whatever. I think it's wonderful. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see him too. That'd be cool.
I love the picture of the bird too.
yeah.
Just the bird's good.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a little late. He's going to go hungry, but
Oh, wow. So he says this afternoon he got a golden eagle out there
Wow.
on, I guess. Can you, man, they're huge, man.
where does Gustavo live?
Gustavo, where are you exactly?
I thought golden eagles were in Mongolia. I didn't know they were stateside.
No, we have them here in Kansas as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I've never. We
Great.
don't get stuff like that in Wichita.
Yeah, they're
Colorado.
more western Kansas, but they come over to my area every once in a while.
Why can't I have a backyard where animals die and draw other animals to come eat them?
The outskirts of Denver. Okay.
Jay Smith says, a black and white bird with all that snow, great shot, and he made it look easy. Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
Gustavo has a habit of making it look easy. He's a fantastic photographer. Thanks for the comment, Jay. All
1 second, guys. My dog got to go to the restroom.
right. So,
Is that
Hey,
what he
guys.
calls it now?
so this is the end of the photos for the photo review. Yeah, it's go take a break time. I got to go to the little boys' room. As you know, I'm way behind schedule, so my teeth are floating right now.
I got to jump off of here as well for the night, guys. It's great photo show. Great seeing everybody again, and great meeting you, Wayne. I know you've had some
Pleasure,
audio issues, but it sounds good now.
Yeah. Mic issue.
Good timing.
So sounds good. So everybody take care. Have a good night and great photos.
See you next
Take
time.
care, D-Moods.
Hey, David, thanks for being in here tonight and sharing your thoughts on all the photos and everything else. I always look forward to seeing your photos, man. I don't care if they are stuffed animals; they are premier.
Stuffed animals or not, they're making Chuck a fortune. Keep up the good work.
Give me an
exactly.
idea.
I'll pitch in some money for a buffalo, stuffed buffalo.
Oh, I didn't tell you I have a taxidermy service.
If you get that in an urban environment, man, that would be awesome. A buffalo on the city street.
There you go.
I mean, I'll split what I make on it with you.
This episode of Chuck Talks is not sponsored by Squarespace. It's sponsored by Moots Taxidermy.
There you go.
Oh.
All right, you guys. Take care. Yeah,
All
bye.
right, David. All right, buddy.
Have a good one.
You too, man. Thanks. And greetings from Malaysia. Zahari, let's see, on the train to a flea market and take some pics. So can't stick around, but just dropped in for the algos and a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Zahari. I really appreciate that. It's motivating to get the likes. Again, I'm not begging for subscriptions anymore. You want to subscribe, you will. And that's the way I see it. So anyway, but the likes really help me out. It make me feel good. And I got another loop going over here.
D Moots, it's D Moots' laugh in the loop. I wish
All right,
D
so
Moots was still here. That's funny.
We need to break out the guitars and the drums now. We got the backbeat going. Yeah, Mossman says, I hear the ghost of Moots. But hey, again, Zahari, thank you very much, man. And love to see you when you can get in here and hang around with us. Absolutely. All right. So I've got 3 more photos. I've got Greg Wilson sent me a photo. Gary Stevens sent me a photo. And Mr. Mossman sent a photo. But I'm going to hang on a minute. I will pull those up when I get back, but I got to go to the little boys' room. Here's a great time for everybody to go make them a bacon sandwich, a BLT, now that everybody's hungry after seeing that photo. Or go to the little boys' room, mix a drink, pour a cup of coffee, whatever you like, and I will be right back. You guys keep it going.
All right.
Well, there were 2.
There's the team.
Oops.
Oh man. So how long have you lived at that spot there, Roy?
Since September last year.
Oh, so you guys just moved there?
Yeah, still fixing.
Where'd you move from?
Last place was just about 7 k's down the road.
Oh,
so it's a little trip, but we got that view is just about an eighth of the view out the window because it's all view. It's 180 degrees like that,
right.
And on the other side we've got the national forest.
How often do you get out there to
national
shoot?
Forest. So you don't see much but trees on that side.
Do you ever does it got like a lot of wildlife in that national forest for you to shoot?
Yeah.
Or
I get wallabies coming through, echidnas, all sorts of parrots.
Nice.
Lots of kookaburras.
Yeah. I like kookaburras. A lot of the Australians that I've met in person hate them because they're like so loud and they're so. But
especially through the night.
Americans
they just go on and on.
Americans love them because we don't have any tropical kind of sounding. Because it has an interesting sound and none of our birds really. We get those. I think they call them catbirds, but they're like, like that's all we get, God, it's like that loop.
We got magpies, but they're not like your magpies. They actually sing songs. They sound like Jethro Tull on drugs, or maybe just Jethro Tull.
Hey, Joe, man, thanks for coming in, man. Yeah, we at least where I live, like there's not really much for that's why I never really got into wildlife, is because there's just not a lot of wildlife like in my area. It's actually rare that we get cardinals because cardinals don't really come to this area very much, but there's a lot of them probably closer to Demoots. There's probably more up there, but we have a couple that hang out in the backyard. But there's just not much. I mean, we got all the standard fare: possums, raccoons, skunks.
We don't get skunks.
Yeah, we actually got sprayed whenever I was a kid. Whenever I was like real little, my dad found I don't know what they call I mean, I guess I'd call it like a litter of skunks, but he found a bunch of baby skunks and he picked them up, and my mom was like, "Oh, they're gonna spray you." He said, "No, they don't spray when they're babies," and they sprayed us. My dad and all
that's one problem we don't have.
Yeah, I actually have a friend that has a pet skunk. You can get them with the stink glands taken out, and they make great pets. Supposedly, better than cats, they say. But I don't mess around with that stuff. But yeah, there's not much in my area for wildlife, and I don't have I don't do a lot of traveling right now, just because like my dog is getting old. Once she passes of old age, I want to spend as much time with her as I can while I got her, so, but once that happens, it's like, I'm close enough to Colorado that I could I could drive out there for a weekend. The beautiful landscapes out there. Hopefully the YouTube channel will be bigger to where maybe I can get some cool access and stuff like that by that point. So,
yeah, well, we've got so much wildlife here, but you get too used to it. You see some interesting thing on it's just another one.
Yeah. Right. So
it.
for me, taking a picture of a kookaburra would be like a really cool opportunity. For you, it's like, oh god, another kookaburra.
There's one kookaburra. Every time I bring the camera out, he lands about 2 feet from the lens.
Mm-hmm.
He's a photo bomber from way back. I'm out trying to take a panorama, and there's a kookaburra in the way.
Hey, Mosman, what happened with the beard is I went and got a haircut today, and I just needed it trimmed. But whenever I got home, I noticed that it was on this side, it was vertically uneven. It was thicker here than it was here. And then on the other side, it was horizontally and vertically even, but it wasn't even with this side. So it was thicker on one side than the other. And so the only solution was to just knock it down. So that's where we're at.
All right, I'm a new man. Looked out the window and it's snowing again. Oh, joy.
Look at you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The other day got snow. We got about 6 inches, I think. And it was a wet snow because it wasn't cold enough. So it's a love-hate relationship with snow.
So it's nasty, muddy, slush.
Yeah, it weighs about 5 tons per shovelful. So, yeah, man. Anyway.
That trouble is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit here.
And Tim just I'm in shorts today. Yeah, in shorts. All right. Let me download this. You guys continue the chat, and let me download this real quick. And Joey has decided to jump in too and send us a photo. So let me see if I can make this happen. I don't have D Moots here to help me today. And Joey, I don't know which one you want. You want the vertical or the portrait orientation or the landscape?
Daryl H., thank you for that public service announcement. I will have to buy one. There's that loop.
I wonder where that's coming from.
It's Wayne. I think it's Wayne's loop.
Hey, Wayne, that gear icon on the screen there, click it and go to audio, and you should be able to at least, it will eliminate background noise. And I don't know if that's going to do it or not, but who knows? You can give it a try.
How do we make that noise?
I like it. It sounds like somebody cranking a hand pump or something.
It's D Moots laughing. It's a half second of D Moots laughing.
All right, I got Mr. Joey in the bank now. Let's go back and pull up Mosman's photo. Oh, beautiful, man. Great. This is one of the rare swimming pigeons. You'll see in a minute. Oh man, how crisp is that? I know you guys can't see it yet.
We can't
Me-
see it.
Give me a chance to throw it in the folder here, and then hopefully it'll come up in the folder. All right, so I've got you in the folder now, Mr. Mozman. So actually, Gustavo gets to see a photo from the lens he'll have here, I guess, before too long. Gary Stevens, let me pull your photo up, download it, because you never know, it might sell well. Hang on just a second. A wedding photo. So we got quite a mix tonight of photos. That's always good. And move. Yep. All right. And one more. Greg Wilson. Oh, cool, Greg. I like it. How much did that cost you from D Moots? You
When do
borrowed
we get to
his.
see it?
You borrowed his. Oh man, that's awesome, buddy. That's awesome.
We don't
All
see
right.
it.
I know you can't. I'm keeping all these to myself. I don't want you guys to know what they look like. I'm gonna put them on special. On- all right, great. All right, let me get out of that. One man show. Steven's off tonight, so I have to do all this myself. All right, let's go back here. Let's go over here. Get rid of that. Back out with this. Oh, here you go. Let me pull. My wife's flowers I got her for her birthday.
Nice.
Straight out of camera. That's a Z62 with the 51.8 on it at 1.8. Of course, you can tell that. All right, so there's my photo. I did present a photo, and it was taken within the last few days. All right. So here's gosh dang. This is Gary Stevens' photo. Gary, here's your photo, man. Tell us about it. 5D Mark III, 24 to 70 lens at 70 millimeter, painterly effect. Okay. Okay.
I like Painterly.
Yep. Get back to the show, Chuck. Where'd it go? Here we go. All right. Yo, man. Can I buy back my photo? Pay-per-view chosen by design says. Yeah, exactly. All right. All right. Tell us about it, man.
Tim Hunter says the next images are only available for Chuck's Patreons. Got to monetize
Exactly.
somehow.
Yeah. Well, hang on a second here. I can help you out with that. Here you go. My QR code. Just kidding, folks. Just kidding. That was just an experiment. And you know what? And I didn't realize, Mozman, that you'd actually used that. I do appreciate that. Now I got to pay you back somehow, because that was a trial for the new QR code part in. Someone scanned it. Oh man. All right. Well, I appreciate that. All right. So, Gary, again, man, nice photo. Appreciate you sending it in, but you're welcome to jump on here and talk about it.
Yeah, I don't know what to. I don't know what to say about it without details of what was going on. But I do like the Painterly effect. I'm still searching for a way to streamline that editing process, because a process that I learned is kind of a pain.
Tim says he's in a macro shot while I was away. All right, Tim, I'll get back over there and see if I can find that. But this is Gary Stevens' wedding photo. I like the painterly effect. My question is, did they like it? Because that is really all that matters.
Yeah.
You know, we get wrapped up in what we think about photos, but the bottom line is, does the client like it? And as long as the client likes it, it's a great photo, no matter
Well, I mean,
what anybody says.
He probably knows this if he shoots weddings regularly, but for anybody that doesn't, that's interested in shooting weddings, like the best piece of advice I can give you is to do it exactly like me and try to make it the worst experience for the happy couple as you possibly can.
All right.
See how long I lured them
guess-
in?
You know, I guess I could have done this at least. There you go, folks. Sorry. I'm off my game tonight, by the way. It's because I got up at 4:00 this morning, had to go get, I pick up my stepson, take him to the airport so that he could get out on a flight early this morning. And I've had no sleep, so I'm hangry and sleep angry, I guess, sleep deprived. But
Slangry?
sleep, yeah, slangry. I don't know. We'll make
Definitely
up some
afraid
kind of
to.
word for it. But yeah, thanks, Gary. I appreciate you sending us a photo. Now I got to go through all these.
I
I
think we're
don't
saying those.
actually. I don't. I can just skim through here real quick.
Meanwhile,
you
we
would
get
think-
to appreciate the
we're-
David
we're holding
Stewardess
that one.
pigeonness.
we're holding Mozman's photo for the very last year. It just worked out that way, Moz. Sorry about that. So this is Joe Man's Land, a little
Joe Man.
urban landscape. Man, that's incredibly sharp too, man.
I'm impressed
Yeah,
by how high you can jump.
That's one big tripod, brother. Let me tell you. Looks great, Joe.
Every city is more interesting than the closest city to me. Wichita is like not that cool.
Yeah.
It's
We
good
have
to
like
go into
one-
buildings.
Downtown
have-
Calgary. Yep.
We have one building that is like, and it's probably like a regular building compared to most cities, but there's only one that's identifiable.
Well, it's cool, Joey. I like it. Oh, got Greg Wilson coming up after you, Mozman. Mozman, that is incredible.
That is super sharp.
Man, I'm telling you it is.
What is that? Is that the 800?
Yep, that's the 800 PF right there. Man,
What do those run? 8,000?
I don't know. What is it? I think it's $7,000, about $7 grand. Maybe a little more with tax or whatever. I can't remember, but man, now I want this lens. I wish you guys would quit this.
Does anybody have the 800Z yet? Or is that even out?
Yeah, that is the 800Z.
Oh, this is?
Yeah, the 800Z. Yeah.
Oh. I thought this is the F mount.
No, this is the new PF 800
It is,
Z mount.
it is wicked sharp. And you know, something with like telephoto lenses, they're usually they're like incredible, or like the super telephotos. They're incredibly sharp, but they're not, sometimes they don't really seem like they're super contrasty. But this is like
Yeah.
an exceptional, this is an exceptional looking lens.
Look how it
Kinda want
renders the
one.
background. I mean, the background that's even close to the duck, it's already starting to fade away. So that's fantastic, man. Beautiful. Great job, Maz. Definitely. The forewing is out of focus. Well, yeah. You know what?
Can't be perfect.
Nope.
Who cares? It looks lovely.
And it depends on the shutter speed. It depends on a lot of things because there's no way that this feather or this wing is that far out of focus without some motion blur in it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, beautiful, man, beautiful. I love it. Yeah, it is a beauty, Maz, man. That'll earn a pretty penny on my website. Thanks, man. I get enough money, I'll be able to buy one of these lenses. All right. And for Greg Wilson, bam.
That's interesting.
Fantastic.
That is a
Yeah.
great shot.
Yeah. looking right at you. Again, where are all these owls at, man? There are no owls in, even though I hear them, I've never seen one here in Connecticut. But yeah, that's cool. That is cool.
Mm.
Yeah, Maz.
Look at
Yeah,
the wingspan on that dude.
yeah.
That is totally outstretched. Wicked
Great
cool.
job, Greg. Great job, man. Happy you sent it in, man. It's a beautiful photo. That'll fetch a pretty penny. All right.
Look,
So
good
now
job.
let me cruise back over here real quick and check. Let's see. Let's see. Man, I picked a bad night to let Steven have the night off. Oh, Wayne sent me a photo too, so I got to pull that up too. Hang on, Tim. Downloading your photo right now. Somebody's been experimenting more. I see. Move to, yes. Move to March 4 photo review. Bam. All right. Let me go grab Wayne's photo. See, that's how laid back we are here. You know, you want all that hypercritical critiquing and all that kind of stuff. You know, there are plenty of people out there. There you go. There you go. That's exactly right.
JP Studios theme song.
There you go. All right. All right, Wayne, moving your photo now. Back to the show. I need about 3 more computers. And all right, let's go up here. And Tim, you're up, Mr. Hunter.
Oh, cool.
Sound of water dropping.
This is the fun stuff of actually playing with the camera, you know. I said I don't have anything to shoot. I could go in the kitchen and, you know, shoot and experiment and find beautiful photos like this. So I'm telling you all, I have no excuses, and I'm not trying to make any. I just need to go shoot.
It takes a bit more skill to take, I think, though.
Yeah. That's the kind of stuff that's fun to play with until you get it right, you know. Got a dust spot on your lens there.
What's cool about this is like the time, like having it tilt. You know, just the way that it's like splashing. It looks
It's
like
very
it's balancing.
strange.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's super cool. I would like to
All
know
right.
how this was achieved. Did you just like drop something
Probably
in it?
very good timing or a trigger. MyOps type trigger.
Yep.
That's cool.
And
I need
flash, of
to
course.
do more of this stuff at home. Like I'm always like trying to do stuff for the YouTube channel and
And this is Mr. Wayne's photo. Where was it at, Wayne? Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah.
so that was shot at F ISO.
Yeah.
Poor
He's
Wayne.
typing it in now. He's typing it in now.
He'll get it figured out.
Why am I thinking? There you go. I was going to say, why was I thinking it wouldn't be an American? It isn't. I almost said Mongolia. I mean, it just has that feel to it. But the Bulgan region in Mongolia, cool.
It is that rainbow is super focused right there at the bottom. You don't usually see that very often. You usually see it like up high, but you don't ever get to see it get that close to the ground.
I understand now. Now I know how you can travel the world. You actually went out there and got the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
He fought off all the leprechauns. He said, "No,
Yeah.
no, I'm getting the gold."
And that's in JPEG, he says. All right. Power to the JPEG people. Yes. Down with RAW, up with JPEG. Dual pots of gold. All right. Cool. All right, man. So now let's see. Where are we here? Let me go here. And I'm going to scan back through them. Andre brought that up the last time, and I didn't do it. I usually do. Let me go all the way to the end. It doesn't matter what order. And let's just scan through them real quick. Gustavo with his documentary in his backyard. I love that.
Upload the rest to a website, please. I want to see the whole series.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you picked a bad night to take off, Stephen. I swear. Greg, beautiful photo, man. I love the way the owl's looking right at the. I mean, he's just burning a hole in the lens.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, and Tim's got another photo that's over on AP. What a great opportunity to plug the AP Studios group on Facebook. Tim, thank you very much, man. The header for that. And that 800 PF, I really didn't have a hankering for it, although I kind of liked it or whatever. But now it's another gotta have. Although that's going to take a lot longer to save up for.
It's about 10 grand here, that lens.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. And it's hard for you all to see, but every water drop, well, you can see them here zoomed in maybe. Every water drop, every bead of water, even in the air. Look at that. Beautiful.
Nikon does good long glass.
Yep. Joey, thank you very much, man.
Joe,
All right.
man.
The pot of gold. This is how you take a trip around the world. You just go out and find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Thank you, Roy. I love the review. Man, that's just
I wish I had time
fantastic.
to edit it.
Huh?
I wish I'd had time to edit it.
Yeah, well, it's beautiful as it is, man. I think. You know, this is where that clarity slider. Has anybody played with that much?
I use it all the time.
You get that haze out there on the horizon, and it does a pretty daggone good job with that. Is it clarity or what's the other? The newer slider, dehaze. Yeah, that's what I'm actually thinking about. Yeah, cool.
I use dehaze to give contrast to like blacks, but I mean, yeah, I like the haze though. I've started adding in texture hazes.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's a natural phenomena that you see when you're standing there looking. So, you know, maybe you don't try to eliminate it.
That came straight out the camera to AP Studios.
All right, man. Great. Tim, thank you very much. David Stewart got his eye on She Wade.
Still on me.
Should change the color of the tongue.
I love again, playing with the lighting, and you're absolutely right, Zach. Molding those cheekbones is fantastic. So, I'm going to assume that you actually experimented with the light, moving it or whatever, trying to figure out what would give you the best look. If not, you hit on a winner right there, and make sure you write that down so that you can replicate it. Because there's the next piece too. Getting a great photo is one thing. It could be just luck, which happens to me, you know, every now and then. But being able to replicate it is the real thing you want to be able to do. So if you have to write down, even draw a diagram, a lighting diagram or whatever, do it. But nice photo. And again, you have a beautiful wife, and let her know that we appreciate her modeling for you. That's something I don't have. My wife didn't get in front of the camera unless it's turned off and out of my hands. Daryl, beautiful photo, man. Thank you very much for your submission. Yeah, that photo's got all kinds of possibilities for one of those, it's fracture prints on glass or whatever they call it. Oh, man. Too many good photos. You know, and Roy, thank you for showing that you can take photos at night with film. and get it right.
I did a lot of nighttime stuff with film. I used to
Yeah,
like
that
nighttime film.
That would have been a muddy mess if I had tried it. And there we go again. I'm definitely going to make a BLT for breakfast in the morning, no doubt
The
about
picture
that.
that made everybody break for a snack earlier.
Yep.
Mm.
And this photo of the Cardinal is fantastic.
I know
Just
it's-
enough
it's-
light, dappled
it's-
light.
It's much brighter on Chuck's screen, but I actually like this darker, moodier. It's just
Yep.
different from typical wildlife, and I think that's why I like it.
Yeah.
And him looking at the photographer
Yeah,
as if saying, "Do you mind?"
exactly. Beautiful photo, man. And we got some macro flower photography in here for, Jeff and Leslie provided this with his new camera, I might add, and his new lens. And Joe, again, batter up, swing out of the park. I don't know how you do it, Joe. And I know you're going to watch us later on. I don't know how you do it, man. Unless these are the only 8 photos that you have that are any good. So
Everything else is on
maybe-
an Instax.
Yeah. But man, the photos that you choose to send in are fantastic. No doubt about that. Everybody loved this photo and for good reason. It's a beautiful photo.
Lovely.
Yep. So all this is inspiring. It makes, I'm hoping that it inspires everybody else like it does me. I want to go try different genres and things like that. And I think that's one of the great things about doing this. Anita, great explanation and sharing with us how you captured this. I did not know. I wouldn't, if I didn't see anything, I'd be in the car eating M&Ms with the heater going, but you got out there and made it happen. So good on you. Beautiful photo. Andre, I wish you could have been in here with us tonight, but I think otherwise engaged. And thank you for the photo. We always like a black and white in there. The HDR or HDR-ish. I love this photo. Again, this is me. And I know that a lot of people don't, but I do. And I think most of you guys said the same thing. You liked it.
I do. I like
I like it.
And this flower macro here is beautiful. It's so soft looking. I mean, this again falls into the art category. It's
yeah,
just
it's got like a
fantastic.
fluorescence to it.
Mm-hmm. The hummingbird, Gustavo, fantastic. And the David Stewart Robin, David, we're not
David
making fun of you, man. We're jealous.
David Stewardess Pigeoness. That's the nomenclature, binomial nomenclature.
Yeah, fantastic. Man, who name didn't come to
Kang.
mind, but
Kang.
yeah, Kang, yeah, great stuff. Kang's shooting a lot of stuff like this, by the way. If you check out if you're friends with him on Facebook, you'll see quite a bit that work that he's doing. So he's a working photographer, I believe, and he's out making it happen. And again, it's one of those things. If clients like it, it's perfect. And that's all you want to hear is a client say, yeah, I love it. That's it. It doesn't matter what any photographer says. D-Moots. He's got more stuffed animals around that he takes out in the woods and places in the best places. But no, D, that's a fantastic photo. And Rakesh, it's a great capture, man. I like the light in the background. And again, trying to show these photos, I know that it would be they're much better served looking at the originals, but at least we get to see what everybody's doing, and it may inspire again others to go out and try it. The wedding photo. Thank you very much, Gary. And we're back to the National Geographic documentary series going on in Gustavo's backyard. And Gustavo, we do want to see some more of that, by the way. So I'm all in for seeing more. So you're welcome to show it here, and let us know if we can go somewhere and see some of these photos, or maybe you haven't finished with it yet, the series. But either way, I'd love to see more.
Yeah,
All
I'd
right.
like it. I'd like to see the whole thing.
Yeah,
Also,
absolutely.
David Stewart, you have. I thought a guy at work had the most impressive mustache I've ever seen, but you stole that title from him. His name is Bill, and he has a wicked mustache, dude. Yours just puts his to shame.
Yeah, Flintlock says we need to get Leon's been in here before. I don't know. He may be busy tonight, but he's constantly posting over on the Facebook group, and I love his work as well. I love everybody's work over there. So you'll see quite often when I get a chance and I go over there and check out the page or the group. You know, all I can do is just go through and click with the number of photos that are being dropped. And I mean, there's some great inspiration over there on AP Studios group on Facebook too. So that's fantastic. Yeah, man, it's been quite the night. We've had a quite a few people come through. I know it's not the standard thing we do over here on AP Studios, but we do this once a month, every first Saturday of every month. The next one coming up will be April Fool's Day, and I'm really curious to see what's going to happen for photos on April Fool's Day. It ought to be a lot of fun. So, all right. Now, I'm not going anywhere yet. If you guys want to hang out, then we can hang out and talk about whatever you like. And it's entirely up to you. But thanks for putting up with us in the beginning when we were having a little bit of fun and waiting to get the photo review going. And thanks to all that submitted. And, you know, for those that didn't, you know, if this is the first time seeing one of our photo reviews, you know that, you know, you're welcome to submit photos as well. That said, let me back out of the way. Mosman says he'll submit a Sony photo next month. Oh man. Tim Hunter says we better get that She Wade bodyscape shot in the next review. Wayne, how's it going, buddy?
I'm flipping over to the internal Mac stuff to see if that's any better.
It's not looping. I think it's good.
Yep.
I like it. I like the looping.
Yeah.
Good to have you back there, Wayne.
I'm sorry you had all that problem with the audio, man.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I know the VPN was on and it switched at one point and it seemed like it locked up, but I rebooted, changed the mic. Anyhow, go with what works right now.
Yeah, it's working fine. It works great. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. You guys, when you and John Ishii do link up, you guys are going to have to keep us in the loop as you jaunt around or whatever. Really happy that you guys could make that link up. So,
yeah, it should be on Thursday if everything goes well.
Good. And again, everybody jump over and check out Wayne Maddox photography. I can't remember the exact channel title. I think that's it, isn't it?
That's it. Wayne R. Maddox. That's my name.
Okay. And check it out as he travels the world. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm lacking behind on photos and videos from some of the places I've been to because I've been doing more just camera news stuff lately.
Yeah.
But I have some things I need to work on and put out.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hey, Flintlock, man, we're not going down this road tonight. You know, you can't kid around anymore because we don't know whether you're kidding or not. And it gets personal once you start going. So let's not go there. All right. You know, I've said this too many times, as a matter of fact. I mean, next time it's it, man. I'm done with it. I'm finished with it. I'm not having it. Or I could go back to my old ways and say some other choice things, and I'm not going to do that. This isn't going to become a YouTube spectacle. All right.
I think, you know, maybe they should come on camera so we can get to know them, know their personality. Because a lot of time when you type things, it doesn't come over the way you mean it to come over. So, guys, come on camera every once in a while. You know, let's get to know you, so your personality. We'll get to know when you're kidding, so people know that you're not, taking it personal.
Yeah. All right. right.
So what else we want to get into? V500, Z9, Z90.
Yeah, the ZF full frame that's coming out on March 23rd.
Is that
It-
GF full frame?
Yeah, it and the Cine camera and the APS-C Pro body, all three coming out March 23rd.
That's confirmed now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. It's as confirmed as anybody else's predictions.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'll be happy with the Z8.
Yeah, I
That's
do
what we all
believe-
hope with.
yeah,
Oh, Z63.
yeah. It would be great if it were both, but I think we can. I think we can pretty much say it's going to be one of those two, and then
I
we
think
can
it'll be a
always.
Z8 and a Z63.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I'm
April
still a little bit
Fools.
skeptical about that March thing in the Philippines because
Yeah,
normally you
why,
would see something. Huh?
why the Philippines? And
Well, exactly. Why the Philippines? And it's not like Nikon headquarters or anyone in the big place. They're just a small company. It's not on the Nikon website. And I'm sure if it was going to be one of the camera things, Nikon would have probably shut them down and have them remove it. I just think it's probably like that guy had said in the last couple streams ago. That is probably an announcement for manufacturing plant that's going out there. But again, until we hear the announcement, none of us really knows for sure.
nope, you're right. That is absolutely true. That's been my complaint for so long, Wayne, is no communication, nothing whatsoever. I mean, even just to, tickle our ear from time to time, we're working on or something, give us, throw us a bone. So then we can plan and decide, save money or whatever. And there are people that have actually left Nikon, and I really don't want to go into that rant again because others say, no, it hasn't happened or it's all talk or whatever. Well, you've got one that's in here with us, and that's Jeff and Leslie, Wildlife and Nature Photography. Jeff has been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And you know what? He got tired of everybody telling him, well, if you can't take a photo with what you got, I'm so sick of hearing that myself. I want what I want, and that's it. Don't tell me what I need to do. And Nikon hasn't given us that kind of satisfaction. And then, of course, like everybody says, then they'll say, well, just leave Nikon then, just leave or whatever. No, you know what? I decided to be the squeaky wheel and aggravate Nikon for what they should be doing. And that's it. And, so Nikon has let us down somewhat. There's no doubt whatever camera comes out next, everybody's going to be raving about it and talking about it and everything else. And Nikon will see it as, well, all is forgiven. No, not for me. No, not at all.
You got to
Not
have that
until-
consistency and perpetuity.
There you go. Exactly. You're absolutely right. And so that's what we'll be looking for next. And I know it's going to take a while. I've already, accepted the fact that Nikon can't produce cameras in the volume that, Canon and Sony can. Okay, I can live with that. But again, communicate with us, Nikon. It's not that difficult. Again, we buy your products. Don't alienate us. So, and if they are that arrogant, and I'm not saying they are, but we may learn more here before long. But if they are that arrogant to say, well, I can live without you, and I know they're not going to say that, don't get me wrong, but no marketing manager or firm would ever tell a manufacturer, yeah, just go tell them they don't like it, take a hike. And so, but they can do that by, again, not communicating with us and whatever. And everybody will ask me, what are you talking about? Blah, 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 blah. And
Hey,
I'm not going
maybe-
to go on the rant tonight. So there you have it.
Maybe Nikon is trying to turn themselves into an art project. I don't care if people like what we do. It's just about making a good camera. It's just about making products that we love.
Yeah. And I don't know, and of course they can stretch out the timeline from body to body, but I don't know how much further they can stretch it because right now we're on this big almost 1.5 year. Well, it is 1.5 year. No, it's 2 years from the development announcement for the Z9. So we're working on towards a 1.5 year without anything other than the Z30. And again, I don't hate the Z30. I hate the timing of the Z30. It just seemed to me that production could have been put to better use, in my opinion. But what do I know? I don't do the books for Nikon, so I can't really say.
We know those patents I discovered. If you guys check out the sites that had all of the patents that we approved for, it seemed a lot of the technology was being worked on since like 2019, and they just got approved in January and February. So my guess is that if this is things that are coming on some of these cameras, maybe they were waiting for that to happen to put the production line into full swing. And then I was like, okay, fine, we got this stuff. Now let's set up a date. Of course, we heard about people being called to sign NDAs. They probably got cameras that they're going to be playing around with, and then we'll get some more information about that. So that's what I'm thinking with the breadth of patents that I saw that just came online. You don't want to put something out before the technology has been approved. And if somebody's coming and say, hey, we were working on that first, well, patent stuff is out there.
Well, and you would expect any camera that they plan to build, the patents have been in place when they do it, even a development announcement, and that technology that's in that camera has already been patented and approved and everything else. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting again, and then we get into the super high megapixel sensors that some people are wanting. And, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with them wanting that. I don't want it, but that doesn't mean I get my way. It doesn't mean they get their way either. But the other piece is it just brings up other conversations where people jump in as if they know what they're talking about, like diffraction. And nobody can explain diffraction yet for me. And, do you think a camera maker is going to develop a 80 megapixel sensor and actually put it out there on the market if there's a major issue with diffraction? I don't. I really don't.
No, so I think they'd have to redo lenses to solve that.
Well, and we went through sort of this with the D800 when it was announced at 36 megapixel. Everybody said F-mount glass was no good. It couldn't resolve 36 megapixels, blah, 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 blah. Had no problem at all, did we? Yeah, we didn't have any problem. and then we wound up with 45. So I don't like when people try to start an argument, talking about something they don't know anything about, although I do that all the time, talk about something I don't know anything about. But, again, the diffraction thing, I just challenge somebody. If it's real, show me. That's all I'm asking. Show me how, show me in an application how it's wrong, not theoretical. And I think that's what a lot of this is theoretic. It's a theory on diffraction. It should do or whatever this at certain whatever, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? If you can't prove that to me, then and Nikon makes a camera with whatever megapixel sensor, then I don't have a problem buying it because, I'll take their guarantee over your parroting some theory that may not even apply. I
would say, as we know, a lot of things that some camera manufacturers put out, if it's not working perfectly, lenses and so on, they have software that they can use to correct.
Yeah.
Whether it's vignetting or is it pincushion, software's been taking care of a lot of those things. So if they're going to put something out and there's going to be some kind of diffraction, someone say, oh, if you don't have the software turned on, then you're going to get this. But we know that whenever these cameras are released, usually the raw software is not fully available to the other software manufacturers, but eventually that will come out and that will solve all of that issues. So I don't think, even if they do give us a high megapixel, that's not going to be a worry.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a comment here by Daryl. He just said NPS is turning 50 this year, at least in the US. Well, I guess Nikon USA. Sounds like they are planning a big celebration. Yeah, I know they are. This I can verify because I've already been sent an email. They want me in the dunking booth for that.
Hey, you know what? This actually makes a lot of sense. It's turning 50 years old this year, and so it's getting forgetful in its old age. It's forgetting to relay to the
guys. I don't think they don't want anything to really get out to the public. And I said this at somebody's chat that I think they're behaving like Apple.
You know, they have something big that they're working on. They don't want it to get out. They don't want the competition to get wind of it. So they're trying to keep it on the wraps as much as they can. And as we
Yeah.
know, Apple had similar thing with their patents. Things are coming out, and it's like the patent license doesn't actually show up on the site until like couple of weeks or days before the thing is coming live. So
Yeah.
to see all these things in my mind is like, it probably is the same thing. It's been worked on, but then it doesn't hit the market and say, you guys looking and say,
Well-
oh, well, Nikon just, you know.
But how long have we talked about this within the Nikon camp? And Canon does it as well, and all the manufacturers. You know, the number of patents that are actually that we find is mind numbing. You know, for so many different things, and you never know what's going to come to fruition and what isn't. But the other thing is, and you know, this brings to mind the Red issue. You know, they're fighting Red's patent. I would think Nikon is all over how they need to stage their patents and everything else for whatever they're bringing out to the consumer, because they could wind up in the same boat that they're accusing Red of, is actually letting the leaking the technology to the public and then trying to patent it after the fact. I mean, I think that's the basis of their argument with Red.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Nikon wouldn't do that. And as we know, they didn't get rid of their raw compression software in the Z9. It's still in it. So
Yeah.
You know, on the note of Nikon keeping things under wrap, I would be fine with that as long as whatever they come out with next, they do a better job than they did with the 85-1.2. As long as people have been waiting for that, that was a really weak rollout.
Yeah.
Like there was like no hype. There was like one video from Nikon, and nobody else really did anything. Like it was just like, oh, it's out. Like I had no idea. Like
No,
it was just weak marketing.
Hey, I'm going to make a statement here, which I violate, but and I'm not even going to try to justify why I violate this statement I'm going to make. But it's up to us, just like all the Canon users, Sony users, Fuji users. It's up to us to promote Nikon as much as it is. There you go. As much as it is. Hang on a minute. Hang on, Roy. Hang on. Hold it up there, man.
Oh, we're just discussing the F3.
Yeah, I just want to put you on the big screen here. Yeah, it's up to us, and we don't do a good job of that. And I'll tell you right now, I haven't been, because where I would like to highlight products and tech and everything that Nikon's doing, I think that's, you know, I don't mind that. But I guess because I pick on Nikon for things like communication and, you know, lack of, just communication and marketing, and their timeline isn't the way I think it should be, but that doesn't mean I'm right. So some people see that, well, you're not supporting Nikon. Well, I would like to think that, because I do hear from quite a few people that agree with what I'm saying. They just don't have a platform to use to actually, you know, speak it. But we don't do a good job. I mean, you search the internet, or you search YouTube, and Nikon is like 1 to every 10 or 15 videos about a Canon product or a Sony product. We just don't do a very good job of marketing ourselves. And with content, I'm talking actually creative content, not just here's the camera and here's the lens, but showing it in use and what it can do and what it can produce. Just like that 800 millimeter PF, we can read about it all day long. But that photo that Mozman showed us just a minute ago, man, that speaks volumes without all the techie terms, doesn't it? So that's what that's one of my complaints to the Nikon community as well, and I'm guilty of it. But we need to make more content. We need to make sure that it's out there for people to see. This is what we're producing with these cameras and these lenses and things like that.
Hopefully, now that I have a videographer, I hope that that's the style of video that I can put out, is actually going out and shooting the things and showing the results and things like that, instead of just sitting here at my desk and saying this lens has 14 elements and 12 groups and has a focus distance of this much. It's
I told Vahagan this a long time ago. I said, I don't care about I don't want somebody reading the lid on the box. I don't want somebody pulling out the manual. I don't need that. That says nothing to me. If it takes a crappy photo, it doesn't matter if it has 197 elements and all of them are whatever glass and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's nice to see the products. That's what's selling me. You know, you show me a film that you've made, a short with a Nikon camera, you know, as far as the video, using the video capabilities in the camera, that speaks volumes. And it speaks to a lot of people. It's not just me. You know, there are people that are so analytical they can't get past. They're not creative. They're just analytical, and they love all those numbers. They love crunching those numbers and looking at those stupid diagrams with the little dots and the line going across. Means nothing to me. I don't care. You know, you're an artist. You can make a graph. Great, good on you. But that's not telling me what that lens produces. And we talked about this many times, you know, the micro contrast in a lens, or a lens has a character to itself. That may be a reason to pick that lens up or buy that lens. And if I don't know that because nobody has shown me, then I'm stuck with, well, it's, you know, 5 elements and, you know, blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And,
well, Chuck, you know, me and you actually said this of the new 85. And me and you are like on the same page with it. Like every time somebody talks about 1.4s or 1.2s, they're always like, oh, for even the tough, like the marketing says, for the toughest of low light situations. And me and you both are like, I want to see what it does outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because F1.2 is now a sharp proposition. And so like, let's see what we can do.
Well, you know, and for all the people that are so intelligent and know so much more about all the characteristic technical know-how and everything about lenses and whatever than me, you know, even I know that depth of field has, you know, responds to distance to subject, distance to background. But they all think it's just one thing, that your depth of field at 1.2 is so thin that you can't even take a picture of somebody. Well, it is if you're 6 feet away, yes, you know, but they never consider that. So I wanted the 1.2. I held out for it, not because it would be sharper by any stretch of the imagination, but because I could use it at 1.2. And where do you do that? Especially in the summer, out doing outdoor portraits. Mm-hmm. And it'll shine at that at 1.2 because you have enough, you can achieve enough depth of field. And you know, move the subject to a proper relationship with the background, and melt that background into nothing. But then again, then people will start complaining about that. Well, it's overdone. No, it's overdone for you, Slick. And you know what? If your clients are happy with the way you shoot, then good on you. I'm happy for you. But don't tell everybody how they have to shoot. Again, we listen to supposed pros a whole lot more than we should. That's our problem. We put them on a pedestal. Only they can speak about these things, and you have to follow what they do. Well, you know what? Joel Grimes is glad he never listened to anybody. And Joel Grimes violates in their book. They won't say it now, but they did in the beginning when he was doing his composites. Everybody thought he was an idiot. And look at him now. And how many people like his photography? It's phenomenal, but it doesn't meet the standards for some of these pros and how they shoot or whatever. That's why I don't want to hear from them. I really don't, you know, unless you're going to teach me something I really can use, but don't get on the internet and just pontificate because you've memorized all the charts and all the specs. It means nothing. And you don't like saturation and color, and you don't like this. Go be a photojournalist. I understand it then. You can't do that. I get it. But you know what? Every photographer out there can do whatever they want. And it's funny how many people like what they do, but the pros will tear it apart. All right. I said I wasn't going to get on here and rant, but I just wish people would become independent and just quit listening to all the parroting and all the chatter in the background. You know, that's why I wasn't a fan of doing this photo thing on the channel. And everybody wanted to do it. And I said, we'll try it once. It's not a super critique. It's just us photographers, which we are, whether we make a living at it or not. They can't take the photographer title away from you because you don't make a living at it. Talking about what we like and what we may not like. That's it. It's not, hey man, you know, you got to do this and you got to do that. No, it's, I like this, I like that, or whatever. And I like that format. And I've done that before with somebody that was critiquing me hard on a photo. And I just said, stop, man, stop. Do you like the photo? Well, yeah, I like it. That's it. That's as far as you need to go.
That's it. Yes.
You don't have to say another word, but you choose to. And I don't know if it's because you are trying to prove to me or other people that you're, a super photographer or whatever, but you don't have to do that. If you like it, that's all I want to hear. And you can say it's wrong all you want, but the lady that I delivered that photo to loves it. What more do I need to do? Please instruct me. So, yeah, we just get caught up in ourselves. Maybe, I don't know. But so anyway, I'm taking way too much time away from everybody else by running my.
I don't know. No, I mean, I got tired of gear a long time ago, and that's why I ended the cheap. I can't say it on your channel. Cheap A glass series. I just got tired of the gear, and as time goes on, people are talking. They said they liked that firmware video I did. I did that for you guys. I want to shoot photography, and that's what I'm trying to do. But you guys asked for it, and so I did it. But yeah, man, it's like that as I go along with my channel, I don't get as many views not digging into the gear, but I don't shoot as much photography whenever I'm doing that, and it really doesn't matter what lens I'm using. I just grab what I want to use that day. What I feel like using,
Yeah.
It's what?
And then to that point, I want to say it seems like a lot of the younger YouTubers who are coming up, people who are learning photography via YouTube, they're not looking to older folks who've been doing this thing for the longest time. They're looking for some gear, somebody who can talk about the gear, the technical specs and all these things. They can take some photos and say, this looks good. But then people who've been doing this for a long time, even before all the technology came in the cameras, they've been taking great photographs, but they can't see that. It's like, I'm not going to buy this lens because it doesn't have this, that, and the other. And I'm pretty sure somebody out there said, why I got rid of my f2.8, my 1.8. When I went over to do video, pretty much f4 is what I stuck with, because I decided that for most of what I'm doing is daytime. I'm not out as much as night anymore. So the f4 would work. I do have some 1.8 for the APS-C camera because it needs it for the low light. But when I looked at that and say what I needed, and people say, no, you should have an f2.8. Somebody said, you should get the Trinity lens and stick with that. I'm like, I have had multiple Trinity as a lens throughout all the camera stuff that I've had over the years. And knowing what you need to get the shot done, whether it's photo or video, you get what you need. It doesn't mean because Fro or somebody else tells you this, and Fro takes photos, but some of the other guys who are out there who are just throwing up nonsense, says it's right.
Can I make a comment on that too, Wayne? I think we're wrong when we say, all the old photographers, because they've been shooting so long and everything else, they take great photographs. No, they don't. No more than some do, some did, some do. Yes, I'll admit that. But we try to lump everything into, we've got to listen to what the pros say. You need to be careful what you listen to, because there are pros out there that don't know what they're doing. And we talk about that from time to time, especially some that will like to pontificate on YouTube. They have giant channels. And you look at some of their products and it's like, he's no better than I am. Well, he's a pro. I got to listen to what he says. No, you don't. And,
go ahead.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I thought you were done. I was just going to say what I think is funny. Wayne kind of touched on it, talking about like apertures. What's funny is once people get like a f1.4, they only shoot an f1.4, right? And so they want like an f.4. But back in the film days, you pretty much lived in 5.6.
Some of us still do.
Yeah. And I still do all the time. Like especially with newer lenses, it doesn't matter, Nikon, Sony, Canon, they're all so good and they all focus so close that you can get really, really detailed f5.6, 6.3 portraits with a nice background because you can get real close, So yeah, people are afraid of like wider apertures. It's like you actually don't need to jack your ISO up that much. And if you do, again, the new cameras, it's no problem.
And this is where want kicks in over need. Okay, so if you just need to do portraits in a studio, you don't need a 1.2 lens. You don't. I don't.
Take care of Moz, man.
Later, Maz.
Mozman's out.
All right. Hey, Moz, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the photo, man. Love the photo from that lens. Fantastic. You know, if all I'm going to do is shoot in a studio, I like 85 millimeter. I like that focal length. Then I don't
Yes.
need, I don't need 1.2. But I want it for more than just the studio. I want it to go out and do the outdoor portraits and things like that. And I'm sure I'll find some other uses, shooting some events and things like that with it as well. But but everybody wants to talk you out of it then. Well, you don't need, here's the funny part is you can talk to somebody one day and say you're getting the 85 1.2. I'll just use that as an example. You don't need it. What are you going to do with it? Blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm going to shoot portraits. So you're going to shoot in the studio. You don't need 1.8. You're going to be shooting at 5.6 or f8, which is true, which is absolutely true. So anyway, I could talk to the same person next week and talk about, well, I'm not getting that 85 1.2. I don't need it. It's not going to help me. It's not going to do anything for me. I'm shooting in the studio. Well, yeah, but at 1.2, you can shoot in low light. The same guy that talked me out of it a week earlier will then turn around because he's got to have the last say. He's got to be the be all know all. And that drives me crazy too. And I hear from people that talk about that happening to them and everybody else. Why can't we just say, you want it, man? Great. Good on you. Why does everybody have to be my financial advisor? Well, can you afford it? Well, if I couldn't, I wouldn't be buying it now, would I?
Well, I don't know about that. People do that all the time.
Well, but my point is
I
that
get your point.
why do we do that as a community? Why it's arrogance is what it is. And I want to stay away from those people that want to talk me out of what I want. I can listen to what they're saying and know that, okay, that makes sense or whatever. But you know what? No, I still want it. And that's all they need to hear from me. And I wish people would quit beating everybody up over it. Do you need a new camera? No. Do you need a new car? Do you need a new watch? Do you need a new TV? Do you need, I can go down a list of things that are in everybody's home. You want it. And there's nothing wrong with wanting it. Don't try to talk me out of it. So anyway,
you can spend just as much on your watch or more if you're into watches. I'm into photography stuff.
Yeah.
Some people collect stamps. I used to collect lenses. I don't anymore, but people tell me all the time, be like, why are you getting a 70-year-old lens? Do you need it? No, but it's dirt cheap. And I like lenses. I like the construction. I like the smell of like an old lens. It smells musty. It smells like it's been used,
Hence I want it.
Yeah. I just want it.
When you take need out of the equation, the only thing left is want. I want it.
Yeah.
Do I need it? No, I don't. I could do it with this or that or whatever, but I want it.
People have overcomplicated photography to the point where need is actually kind of tough, because if you look back to what people were accomplishing before the modern amenities and modern lens construction, it's really hard to say what you need. Do you need an f2.8? No, because back in the film days they were shooting at 5.6 like all the time.
So let's just try to spread the message. Tell people, when you're critiquing somebody, don't do that unless they want it. And you either like a photo or you don't. There is no halfway. It's like, well, I'm halfway pregnant. No, you either are or you aren't. You either like it or you don't. You either like it or you don't. And that's it, and let people enjoy what they're doing.
If you think about it, our super advanced cameras would not be super advanced cameras without want, because if it was just need, Nikon and Canon and Sony wouldn't sell anything.
Well, I've told that story 100 times. I don't think anybody even understands it or knows about it. Henry Ford said the Model T is all they need. The Model T is all they get. They don't need anything else. And marketing, even his son and everybody else was telling him, everybody else is changing, Dad. You got to change too. No, this is all they need. And he was right. That's all they needed. But where he wrong was, that's not all they want.
And hello, Chevy, and everybody else in the freaking world.
Exactly. So yeah.
If you make something cool, it's gonna sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Give me a
Oh
second.
man. Yeah, I can't believe we still have 35 people in here. I'm sorry, folks. I've been running off at the mouth, but this stuff is near and dear to my heart. One of the things I hope everybody understands is I don't hide anything. I'm not a bait and switch guy. I'm not a guy that's going to pander to anybody over anything. And that's being honest and truthful sometimes kind of hurts you because people know what they want to hear and they don't want to hear anything different. So, I do get beat up for that quite often, but if I say it, I believe it and I mean it. It doesn't mean I won't go back later and say I was wrong. Okay. So just want everybody to know that. I've already had to do that with, the Z8 coming out in October of last year. Well, we know that was wrong. And I will absolutely admit I was wrong. I wasn't happy about it though.
I'm giving you guys a view.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is.
I've been shooting some stuff from this room, but the window is dirty, so a lot of it didn't come out very well. But hopefully I have some stuff to post in the video soon.
Cool. Wayne, I'm glad I ran into you or you ran into me or however we met.
Same here. Because you guys are making me want to shoot more photos now, even though I'm supposed to be focusing on video. My wife's like, why are you taking photos? I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be on video, right?
Oh, man. No, you're right, Luke. You're absolutely right. And I guess that's part of my point, too. You just have to know where your limits are and what you can buy and can't buy or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with it. The only reason you're getting something is because you want it. There is nothing wrong with that. And I would hope by now anybody that's been around the channel for a while understands that don't let anybody beat you up over what you want. If you can afford it, by all means, go get it. There you go.
I love that thing.
Oh, man.
That is the funniest thing ever.
I know. I couldn't resist.
Why can't I wish I could come up with just one idea like that. A dog bumping a USB import.
Oh, man.
I might not be actually I'd probably go full-time YouTube. Just make all my money off that little doohickey.
There you go.
Wayne Cityscape was worth waiting for, wasn't
Yep.
I wish I could have shot over there, but then when the internal light in this hotel room is not bright enough, I would have just been blown out.
Right. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you got your audio fixed too, Wayne. You hung in there and actually worked through it. So many people would have said, forget it.
I don't know. The last time we did it worked. I mean, I have the regular Sony mic I was using first, and I went back to the deity and the handle for the FX30. I slapped that sucker in the A7R5 because it does work. The audio was good the last time we did this, and you guys see me switch out cameras. Audio was fine. I don't know what it is. Huh. The hotel has really good Wi-Fi. The signal's good here. And the VPN, some places kind of were acted wonky. So I just turned off the VPN altogether, and it was working when I came back. Yeah. And then I muted it and come back on again, and it's like, oh, crap, here we go.
Yeah.
So I'm sticking with the internal Mac mic, and it works fine.
Okay. It actually sounds pretty good considering that that's what you're using. It really does. I mean, there's a little echo in the room, but it's a warm tone though, which is unusual from what I've heard from computer microphones. It sounds good.
Yeah. Apple makes some good stuff. I give them credit for that.
Yeah. So let me throw that out there. You guys, again, for those that are watching, if you've never been on the panel, by all means, if you'd like to get on the panel, here you go. Wayne, you're using your camera right now, right? Not the
yes,
yeah, but audio from his laptop. So there you go. So anyway, those of you that like to get on the panel, by all means, send me an email, let me know, and I'll make sure that you get a link and you can get in here and mix it up with everybody. I think it makes the stream so much more enjoyable or entertaining or exciting when we have a full panel and we can all get the conversation going and talk to you and the audience in the chat. But again, my goal is to make sure that you in the chat have a voice, just as much as anybody sitting in here. So
Yeah, and I
definitely.
think, if we have enough people who want to get on, some of us can flip out and let them come on and speak, when they're in the chat typing all the stuff, but we can't follow the chat the entire time. But if they say something and we can bring them on and let them speak their piece, those guys have been on there a lot. We can just step back, let some new people come on.
Yep. Absolutely. So, again, this was never meant to be a select few people. It is a community, and I mean that, and I want you guys to enjoy it. So, and you got to tell me sometimes when I get on my rants, just let me know, hey, go take a pill, get you another cup of coffee, because I know it's real easy to get carried away.
Yeah.
All right.
My wife is messaging me. She wants me to come get lunch with her.
Well, you need to take off and take care of your lovely bride.
Yeah, I kicked her out a couple times to me going off cameras because we were talking, and she's like, "Are we gonna get food?" I'm like, "Just go. You don't have to wait for me."
Well, make sure you don't. You tell her we didn't make you stay, okay?
She knows because the last one was like, "How long is it? 3 hours?" I'm like, "Last one," he said, "Not what? One went to 7 hours." She goes, "7 hours? What are you guys doing?" I'm like, "No, it's okay."
Yeah, we won't be doing 7 hours tonight. That's for certain. Actually, we've been cutting it off right at 3 hours, pretty much at the last several streams. But all right. Well,
So,
you know
when we
what?
get on, guys-
I am going to shut this down in just a few minutes, but I enjoy every one of these streams that I do. If I didn't, I'd quit. So just letting you guys know, I'm really happy with the community out there, and just want to keep having fun. I hope you guys do too. So
we appreciate it. I keep telling
always
people
a
in the
good
chat,
time.
check out the stream. So hopefully at other people's channel, they'll take a look.
yeah,
We'll get
well,
more people.
absolutely. And I just, I think some people come here because they see the title for the stream and everything else, and they think it's going to be some tech talk and, very regimented and everything else. No, that's not the case. This is just us talking about those subjects and things like that. So that's all it is. It's just a big photo get together and everybody chatting. So
So you got
if you're
37
coming here
thumbs
to
up this time
learn,
around.
yeah, if you're coming here to learn on some sort of an agenda or a program, that's not what we're doing here. But there's plenty to learn. I mean, look at Roy. Look behind him. And Roy loves answering questions, especially about all this stuff. And Zach is a teacher in his own right. Hey, I'm just the janitor. I open the door. We all get together. Everybody leaves. I sweep up and lock the door until the next one. That's me. Oh man. But I do invite somebody that can definitively show us diffraction, because I even dropped that on Matt Irwin's a video that he did. Was it today? I dropped a comment saying that very same thing. Matt, if you could get somebody to actually demonstrate diffraction, then I'm all in on the conversation. But right now it's just theory at best. And I just can't believe that Nikon or Canon or Sony is going to build a camera with a sensor that big if diffraction is really going to be a problem. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't pass
Not
the
just
common
diffraction
sense.
either. Dynamic range is going to suffer and everything else.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. And I had one person that left me a comment on a video or on a stream 3 streams ago or so. And because I didn't take diffraction serious or wouldn't address it or whatever, he considered that a faux pas and basically terrible. And he said, I dislike this and whatever, or left a thumbs down, and I won't be back. I mean, without even a discussion about it. So
Bye.
that's why I'd like to find somebody that can actually speak intelligently about it and show us either it's going to be an issue or it's not. That's it. Well, there you go, Tim. And I think that's it. I think AI is going to take care of a lot of things. It's already dipping into several things like noise and dipping into things like Oh, what was I going to say? On lens theory, being able to build, smaller, lighter lenses and things like that. So yeah, I agree, and I'm okay with that. If that's the case, I'm okay with it. The bottom line is we just don't want to see it, right? I don't care how they get rid of it. If it exists, I don't care how they get rid of it. Just so it doesn't cause a problem. I'm okay with that. And that would be a good, I wish somebody could come in and talk about that. Yeah, good. That's my question too, Nick. What is diffraction? I mean, I kind of know what it is, but the bottom line is it can't. I don't know if it's an issue or not. Oh, Roy's already typed you an answer there. So yeah, I don't know, man. So maybe somebody can come in and help us. Go ahead, Z.
Just to weigh in, like on the diffraction. Diffraction used to be a lot more apparent on older optics. So once you started to get beyond f6371, you would notice that your images kind of seem like they're getting a little softer. But I have tried, and I didn't even make any videos on it. Whenever I was doing deep tests on all the Z glass,
yeah,
you're basically getting into territory that you never shoot in anyway before you start seeing diffraction. And if you want, you can turn on diffraction compensation. So diffraction technically is a thing, but it doesn't really matter anymore. It's like you guys were saying about like the AI. I mean, it's already getting fixed, and it's basically whatever is impossible with optics, technology is going to fix the rest.
Yeah.
And we're pretty much there, which is why, I mean, it's something to be mentioned if you're pixel peeping on like older glass, but to me, it's just it's not worth like getting into like an argument over anymore. The fact that the guy was like, "Oh, thumb down, I'm never coming back." Bye, because you're reading way too deep. I mean, you're doing DxO mark stuff, which is boring. Just go out and take pictures.
Well, not just that, but I feel like he's just parroting what he hears too, rather than actually diving into it and asking the same questions that, I'm asking or we're asking. And if you do that, that's going down a rabbit hole on YouTube you don't want to go down. You find somebody that you trust emphatically based on what they say because of how they say it. And then later on find out that they were just, full of hot air. They didn't know what they were talking about. You're going to feel like a fool yourself. So question everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Question.
Well, even things like, you have the same opinion of micro contrast. That's actually starting to disappear too. Me personally, I can see it, but not much anymore, which is a loss. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. Diffraction is no longer a problem, and micro contrast is no longer a thing.
Yeah. So anyway, and I really don't have a dog in that fight because I'm happy where they are right now with this, the megapixel that we have right now to work with. I'm happy with that. So it really doesn't come up in a discussion for me. Leave everything where it's at, and I'm happy.
After shooting the A7R5, I like the idea of 61 megapixels. But before I shot it, I mean, 45 is perfectly fine. I mean, it's actually too much. But after shooting the A7R5, I was like, ooh, I may actually like to have one camera.
You should go medium format.
And honestly, with what I shoot, if I wasn't so heavily invested in 35 millimeter Z, I feel like medium format is probably more appropriate for what I do. But it's super expensive, and I'm heavily invested. That's a really expensive acquisition, and basically a painful transition, because I'm not going to get anything for what, if I sell all of my Z stuff for medium format, I'm not going to get hardly any medium format gear.
Yeah.
I might end up with a couple lenses and one camera.
Oh, well, it's,
That's what you need.
Yeah, there you go.
What is that? Is that a Hazy?
That's a Hasselblad H.
Is that the $30,000 camera?
Yes.
Roy, I'm going to need your address just out of curiosity. And it wasn't me that broke in.
It's not the
Oh,
camera that
man.
costs the money.
So, and when I ask, how important is it to have a, 80 megapixel versus 45 or whatever? And at least Roy was kind enough to talk about it and say, well, in product photography, it's fantastic. It makes editing
These are
so
what
much
cost the money.
easier.
And
You
what's
get a couple
what's
of
weird
these.
about that is super megapixels. Super megapixels, while in product photography, Roy thinks it makes things easier. With portrait photography, it makes things way harder. Way
I
harder.
like it doing portraits because it's easy to do touch-ups.
I only recently kind of got fast enough at touch up that I started doing it on every photo. So what I started doing was I went back to the old Z-Wade, which is where I actually keep less, right? But I work harder per image. And so I've recently, ever since I got this, the little Wacom pad, it is super, super fast to do skin retouching. And so anyway.
Yeah. Well, here's to all those that want 80 megapixels. I hope you get what you want. I do, because for whatever reason you want it. And to me, that's more important than need anyway. I know some people have justified it or tried to justify it by saying they need it for what they do. That's fine. But again, as far as the models go, everybody keeps screaming we need a D850. I don't even think they know what they're talking about. And I know I'll ruffle some feathers there. You want a D850 on steroids like the Z9? Well, then you don't want a D850, okay? Because the D850 could never compare to what the Z9 does or the D5 did and the D6. So, it's a great camera. Don't get me wrong, obviously, because I own two of them. And I think they're fantastic cameras, but I don't want a D850. I got a Z7 series camera, and whatever comes out next is the D850 in my books. Okay. Mm-hmm. It doesn't need to do everything that, and they keep saying, and I don't understand when they make the statement about, well, I want the D850, the Z8, the D850 equivalent. And it's a do everything camera. And I got news for you. The D850 was a do everything camera if you wanted to do something slowly. Okay. But it was not a D5 and it was not a D6. Today, with technology, you can have both worlds in the same body. I mean, it's electronics now. It's not.
You can have the same thing in almost every body from every brand and every single camera. Like,
yeah. So for those that want a D850, I don't know what you're asking for. And people ask for a D700 replacement forever, and I really don't know. I don't know why. Nikon came close to that with the DF, in my opinion, but nobody liked it because it wasn't a small body. I guess it wasn't a real D700 replacement. But anyway, D850. You know what? Z7 III, make that the D850. The embodiment of a D850 in mirrorless. Slow it down. Make sure you do that, because they won't fill it home with it if it shoots 20 frames per second. It can't do that because it wouldn't be a D850. All right.
There is no D850 replacement. Okay, mirrorless cameras are not DSLRs.
No. Yeah. And Tim said it best. I agree with you 100%. I want a D8 something better than a D850. I do too. And if I can have all the pros of a D850 with a lot of the pros from a Z9, I'm a happy camper.
Yeah,
Chuck's happy. Chuck's happy.
That's why
and that's why
I'm
I call
happy
it
with
the
what I
baby
have.
Z9. The Z9 has a 45 megapixel stacked sensor. You want a backside illuminated sensor at 80 megapixel, or do you want readout speed? I don't either. If you want a D850, then that's what you want. You want the sensor that's in the Z9 right now.
I want a camera that fits good in my hand, and that's why I like the Z9 so much that I just hold it when I'm not shooting around the house. right? I just like holding it. I'm proud of it. You know,
Yeah.
that's the camera I love. But before that, I was incredibly happy shooting the Z6 II, and before that, I was happy with the Z6. Before that, I mean, I've owned 3 D610s, and that's what everybody said was Nikon's entry camera. It's all irrelevant. If you give me a Nikon D3200 for $300 used from KEH, there are a lot of, I can still teach somebody how to shoot photography with that, you know, and I can still produce really beautiful colorful images that are sharp, and it has enough headroom that I can edit it in my style of editing.
Yep.
But something the D3200 doesn't have is ergos, you know, so it's too small for my head, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, flintlock. Yes. If you know what you're doing, you're going, any camera is going to get you a good shot. Yes.
Yeah. And we've said that a billion times, but put want into the mix, and I want something better. I you know, because I want it, and there's no reason why I can't have it. And that's it. You know, if you really want to be true, get a pad of paper and a charcoal pencil. You know, be real, be absolutely real, and go out and sketch it. You know, if you want to be true to the art, or go buy a wet plate camera if you can do that anymore. D850 over the D700 any day. Yeah, I you know, that's just a personal preference. I had a D700, and I was happy to get the D800 when it came out. I think people get attached to bodies and cameras, and there's nothing wrong with that as well. But to say that one's better than another, no, it suits you better than another camera. The camera is not better than the other. D850 is no better than a D700, and D700 is no better than a D850. It's all in what you want. And I guess there is a need can creep up in there. But my point is that we get wrapped around the axle, you know, over what camera is the best camera. You know, everybody used to say D700 is the best camera in the world ever. Then it's the D3 or the D3S is the best camera ever. And, you know, and then the D850 is the best camera ever. And, you know, who knows what they're going to say about the Z9 down the road. Was it the best camera ever? You know, so this is where I agree with people when they say, you know, tell you go out and shoot with what you got and wait for what you want and then buy it. I think that's a complete statement there, rather than just go out and shoot with what you got. You know, go out and shoot with what you got, wait for what you want, and then go buy it.
Well, it's like I was saying earlier. I had that guy on my channel that he was talking about a lens. He didn't buy the lens I was talking about, but he bought like the older version, you know, the F mount version. And he's like, yeah, I used it on my F4 because that's what's in my budget. And it's sad that people think like that, because the F4 is a great camera.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, don't think of it in nickels and dimes. Think about, take it out and use it until the shutter fails.
Yep.
You know, I mean, that's how I've always operated cameras. It was different with the Z6 to the Z6 II. That's the first camera that I've had since I've been in full frame, which has been like 9 years, that I actually like sold and like upgraded. But generally, I use the cameras until the shutter is high enough that the value is not destroyed to resell it, you know, but it's not so high that, what am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm tired. I use it to where like I sell it when the shutter life is about half, because the value isn't totally gone, you know. And if I like it enough, like my D610s, I used one of them until I think it failed at 5,000. The shutter failed and I bought a new one.
Okay, you know, you make a good point. And again, I hold no grudges against anybody that hangs on to a camera until they get to 85 million shutter actuation. I'll get it out. I'm getting tired too. I have no problem. But why do people have a problem with me saying I want this over that? Are you going to be a better photographer? Well, you know, I could answer that and say maybe I am, because it may motivate me to go shoot it more, you know, because I wanted this camera, I like it and whatever. And you know what, if it doesn't, but again, am I wrong for wanting to do that? And is anybody else wrong for wanting to buy the next new thing? Why is that wrong? But you are, but so many people will tell you you don't need to do that. Again, I can't get away from this need. You're imposing what you can do on me. You can't afford to buy it, or you can't justify buying it. Therefore, I can't buy it because I don't have to justify need. All I have to do is say, here's the money, I want it, and get it. And I'm just using me as the example because I'm the guy that's up here verbalizing this all the time. And people still want to convince me I need to perfect my craft. I need to make sure that I have used my camera to its full extent and I can't get any more out of it. No, I don't. Why do I have to do that?
That's why whenever whenever people like out in the field at like the meetups and stuff, whenever they ask like, well, like who's that lens for? You know, like on YouTube, you'll hear it's for the budget minded or for the professional or whatever. I always say like this lens is for someone who likes landscapes because it's a focal length argument to me. Price doesn't matter. Like because like there's all kinds of stuff in every price range. So what are you interested in doing? Street photography? Okay. And if you're new, I recommend these focal lengths. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, what are you shooting? You know, not how much money do you have or how long are you going to hold on to it or are you going to upgrade in the future? It's like, what do you want to shoot? Okay, you want to shoot that? This is what you want to look at. Any other questions? You know?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just trying to break down the wall that was established long ago in the photography community about the need and want. I'm just tired of it. And you can say what you want, Flintlock, but the bottom line is, and you just made that statement, you can go out and shoot with what you got or something very close to that. Why do we make that statement? Why do we feel compelled to even say that? You know, why can't you just say, man, that's what you want? Brother, I'm behind you 100%. Go get it.
Yeah. Spend your money how you want. Like, don't tell me how to invest. Don't tell me.
You know, if they say, could I get by without buying this new camera? Then you got an open door to walk in and preach your message and teach and whatever. But often that's not the case. It's just, you know, we immediately go into attack mode with anybody that says, you know, yet we don't want Nikon to fail. We don't want Canon to fail. We don't want Sony to fail, but we don't want to buy new cameras because we don't need them. That makes no sense to me either from a marketing standpoint. Why would you tell, hey, Nikon, I don't need a new camera. Okay, then we won't build anymore.
They're going to build them anyway.
Yeah. So anyway.
You know, actually, you know what was really satisfying? I tested out a theory. Last time somebody asked me, why do you shoot Nikon? Instead of going into a discussion about how I like the lenses and I like the value for the money and all that, I just said, it's just what I have. And they're like, cool. I'm like, yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. Eddie Mansour, I don't remember seeing you in here, man. And forgive me if you've been in here before. Sorry about that.
Eddie Mansour. I still don't know if I'm saying your name right. He found me through. I think he's the one that found me from Vahagen responding to the video that I made, and he did the video about me. Cool. And that's cool. Where he found me. So he's recent to my channel.
Yeah,
good to see you, Eddie.
All right.
Make sure you give Chuck a like too while you're here there.
Yeah, Mr. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yep. So anyway, I think we can all get along without having this argument, you know, and I guess I perpetuated it tonight about need versus want because I just wish, man, I see it in the forums all the time. Well, do you need that? That's the dumbest. Don't ever ask that question. If they want an answer to that, they'll ask it outright. I just don't like that. Do you need it? And then you're going to argue with him. Well, you don't need it. You don't shoot this. You don't shoot that.
An enthusiast wants.
Yes. And the problem is too many people think they're professional though, and they're not. You know, they think they are, but they're not. So anyway, yeah.
I don't even know what professional is anymore. Like I used to think it was like an experience. Like if you have the experience, then you're like a pro. But it seems like now it's like, well, is this like 80% of your income? Like, are you eating because of your photography? Then I'd probably call you a professional. Like, because you, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know what the definition is anymore.
Yeah.
Depends on
All
what
right,
you
folks.
earn.
I'm sorry I got going down this path, but we had a great photo review tonight, and then I'm going to turn it around and go into all this kind of stuff. But I am hoping that we do hear something from Nikon very soon. I think we shall. I don't know if it's going to be what we want to hear, but we can only hope. And after all this time waiting, I got to believe that something is about to happen. So there you have it. I mean, it's just putting the puzzle together now. I don't know how long Nikon can continue to delay. So I do believe something is coming, and they know the pressure's on. They do. I'm guessing that they're very confident with whatever they're going to announce, here in the next month to 2 months is going to have a significant wow factor, maybe. So
I hope so. Whether I want it, whether it's for me or not, I want something cool to come out that people want to consume, because that's more money to be researched into stuff that I want.
yeah, absolutely. Hey, Nick, I'll go along with that, because for me, professional has the word, it's built on profession, and profession did mean at one time how you made a living. And so at least 50%, I would agree. If you're just considering yourself a professional because you're good, well, that's your opinion as to whether you are or not, or how other people feel about you. But you're not a professional. You're still just an amateur or a hobbyist. You're just very good. All right.
Hey, Eddie, thank you for saying so, but I don't like it. This is an accident because I trusted a professional on that note to get it even, and he did not. So what is a professional, I ask you?
Roy, I agree with you, but you're still a professional because you did make a living at it. So I can live with that. All right.
And his retirement is sitting on that shelf back there.
Yeah.
Part of it, yeah.
Don't need a 401k when you've got $1 million worth of legacy back there.
All right.
Not quite a million there, I don't think. Close.
You don't think? You're not sure, but maybe.
I'm not
Probably
sure.
not.
I had to count the cameras the other day. I stopped at 38. It started to get
All right.
embarrassing.
All right, folks. I am going to pull the plug because I'm tired, man. You cut me a little slack tonight, please, because I've been up since 4 this morning.
Yeah, me too, Chuck.
Oh, man.
Of course,
and
4
didn't
for
get to
you
bed
is an
until
hour
1
longer than me.
Yeah, and I didn't get to bed until 1 a.m. So, that wasn't much time. So anyway, thanks for everybody that's hung in here tonight that came through. If anybody listens to the restream or rewatch because you missed part of it, then I'll thank you now. Maybe this is the part you missed, but really appreciate everybody being a part of the community. I am having a good time, even though it seems like at times I get a little flustered. Trust me, this is YouTube, and it is what it is, and I'm having a good time, and I hope everybody else is. So that said, please drop a like. It motivates me to get up and do the next live stream, and I really appreciate it. And that's all I can ask for, folks. That's all I can ask for, is that you guys enjoy what we do here. So any parting words of wisdom, Mr. Roy?
None at all. I've run out of wisdom. I used to all up.
Stairway to Heaven, right? I
Yep.
see your Led Zeppelin shirt there.
I prefer
right.
Immigrant Song to Stairway to
Okay.
Heaven.
Okay. All right. Z Wade Photo. Zach, any parting words of wisdom or anything?
Not really. Just everybody just go out there and shoot and keep uploading your pictures to Chuck's Facebook page so everybody can be inspired by your work. I'm not a member of that group. Sorry guys, I'm not like a wildlife guy. But what we learn from doing these photo reviews is it gives people ideas, and it maybe makes you think about things in a new way. And so, yes, we talk gear, but at the end of the day, guys, get out and shoot. get out and shoot. That's why I've shifted from gears, because I want to do more photography.
And you know, I'm saying this, I'm pointing the finger at the Nikon folks, but it's really to everybody. I don't want to act like that, you know, this only applies to Nikon, but Canon, Sony guys, you're doing a good job at it. Nikon, get out, shoot and share, because that's the best promotion for any camera lens or anything, is showing what it's actually producing. So get out there and do it. And, you know, you Canon guys, you're doing a great job at it. I'll pat you on the back. Same thing for you Sony folks. We need to do it in the Nikon camp. So
they are cranking out the visual marketing.
Yes.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. You're a different type of wildlife shooter, Z-Wade Photo. Oh, man. He's a pigeon professional shooter.
I'm a pigeon enthusiast. I can identify every pigeon of any
There you
species
go.
in any region.
All right. All right, guys.
Oh, Chuck, you didn't say it once. You didn't say it once. Grab that T-shirt. Your wife is gonna have your head. Guys,
Well,
like this stream.
I'm gonna show it, but again, you know, I'm on this kick now. You know what? I believe people are smart enough. If they want to subscribe, they will. I know my wife doesn't like me saying that, but if they want to subscribe, they will. And if they don't, they won't. And there's no need for you to subscribe. Of course, it's very much appreciated. More importantly, folks, I hope that you'll at least just like what we're doing. And that like isn't just for me, it's for everybody that participates here. All these guys on the panel, and you can be on the panel as well. Check out the description below. Our next photo review will be April Fool's Day. Oh boy. And is that going to be fun? And if you want to get a head start and you've got something put together and you'd like to submit it, you can just use the information that's in the description for this, even though it'll be coming out in other streams. So there you have it. All right. That's it.
Luke.
Thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks everybody that just watching, and God bless y'all. And we will see you on Wednesday if you want to join us.